Lots of excitement here in southwestern Ontario on the campus of St. Clair College. Yes, indeed, it's the 2024 OFC Football Championship Final here on We Digital Productions. The London Beefeaters set to do battle with the St. Clair Saints. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this broadcast. My name is Dominic Pop, and of course, joining us is the doctor of football. No question about it, Badia Kwas. And Badia, you know what? The two best teams are here again this year. This has been a trend for the last 4 or 5 years anyways. The Saints obviously come into this game as the favorites, but you throw all of that stuff out. This is the championship game. Both these teams know what it takes to win. I'm expecting a real good game here tonight.
100%. Unlike the other teams in the OFC, you can say both teams have championship experience. There are still holdovers from 3 years ago on the London team, and of course the back-to-back champions from the Saints the last couple years. So yes, they can draw on those experiences, rely on their veterans, and both teams are frankly really good football teams, so anyone can win this game.
And speaking of the football teams, they're both led by outstanding coaches. Quality coach on both benches, quality coaching staffs on both benches. That certainly plays a factor.
It sure does. At the end of the day, though, if you are the head coach, you do not want to be a factor in the game. You want your players to win the games. As a coach, your work comes Monday to Friday to try to get your players in the best position to win, and we'll see which coaching staff, like you said, very good coaching staffs, we'll see which ones got them ready to play a championship game.
It's nice and loud here at Acumen Stadium. As you can see, the Saints coming out of the dressing room looking pretty pumped up. If you can't get excited for this game, you probably shouldn't be playing in it. So I don't think either coach has any problem there with their playing personnel. Let's talk about the London Beefeaters specifically right now, Biddy. And coming into this game, they're healthy. They won big against Quinny last week. Again, I think they should come into this game thinking, you know what, we can do this here.
Yeah, and I really do believe it's going to be on the shoulders of LJ Dwyer. Like, he is the running back. He is the guy who has been the all-star for, I think, now 3, if not 4 years in a row. He is a premier running back, and he's a guy who, if you let him get going, if he hits 25, 26 carries and gets anywhere near 130 to 150 yards, that means the Beefeaters are in this game and could take this one on the road and steal one from the two-time champs.
All right, now speaking of the two-time champs, some concerns. Maurice Soja is dressed tonight. He's not starting. Matt Gannett will be the quarterback for this evening, or starting the game anyways. Soja is available, but there are some concerns there with an injury. And also the big running back. I'll let you talk about Marshall. This is huge, I think, Biddy, because the States like to run the ball. They like to pound the ball. This is a big loss.
100%. MJ Doyle Marshall is a talented, another all-star. I led the backfield in rushing touchdowns. He's your reliable guy. You need 2, 3, 4 yards. You need a really good first down play. He's the guy that starts every single one of their plays. That being said, you still need the offensive line, and fortunately the offensive line seems to be one of the healthier groups right now. The perimeter has gotten a little healthier. Jave Lewis is finally looking a little like himself, and what a luxury when you have Matthew Gannett, who has a dozen games experience, has started at this level, has been here for a few years, is more than capable of starting on just about any other team in this conference as your number one for today.
Yeah, he does bring that experience, that's for sure. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. These two teams met twice during the regular season. It was the Saints. I almost did that. The Saints winning both the games. August 17th in London, it was the Saints winning by 30 there. And then a huge score, a big shutout, 68-0 on September 21st here at St. Clair. That to me means nothing, to be honest with you, though, Biddy. I'll let you comment on that. But a big differential in the first downs, penalties. Again, London can't take penalties. They won that part of it, but that's something you don't want to win. Anything out there, aside from that 68-0 game, anything out there stand out to you, Biddy?
Well, I was actually talking to some of the coaches on the Saints sidelines, and when you want to control the line of scrimmage, it's all going to be about first downs. And if London can get to maybe 20 first downs, that means their offense is on the field. If their offense is on the field, that means the Saints offense will not be on the field. So if the Beefeaters can get really, really good first down plays, rely on their talented running back to help them move the sticks, and at least have a couple sustained drives, much like last week, the game was a lot closer because Ottawa was able to hold things together defensively. If you get that, it will be a closely contested game.
Let's take a look at the offensive stats for both teams. Passing yards, again, the Saints very dominant there. Rushing yards as well. Pretty even there, though. Only a 14-yard differential. You talked about the great running back with London, obviously a big factor there. Receiving yards, again, a big factor. And the first down's not too bad. Only 23 differential there. Solid numbers for both teams, Obadi.
Yeah, the Saints have brought balance all year long, and I expect them to keep that balance because Matt Gannett can still throw just about every single one. The only, I guess, difference is Maurice Soja brought that explosive off-schedule runs. And Matt's a good athlete in himself, but he doesn't necessarily have the full package that Soja brings. But however, in the passing game, if the Saints can keep their balance, great. If London does not run the ball and is forced to throw, clearly advantage Saints.
Of course, you see the records at the top there. The only 2 losses for London were against the Saints. Defensively, let's take a look at the squads defensively. Some of the numbers here. Actually, London leads in solo tackles. Sacks, the Saints a better team there in that regard. Fumble recoveries, the Saints a little bit close there, not bad. And interceptions, London very capable of picking off some passes. So, again, you look at both defenses. Just the one stat maybe stands out, but other than that, you look at, we talk about the Saints defense, we know it's very good. London's defense also very capable.
Very capable. So like you said, that first game where it was the second game here, a big blowout, a lot of points scored, throw that out the window. I guarantee you the Beefeaters are going to dial up some pressure and try to rattle the quarterback earlier, get them uncomfortable. If they do that, then you're going to have, again, a really close classic battle that we've seen almost 3 years in a row now.
All right, well, because you're the doctor of football, Buddy, and I'm sure you've surgically put this game together, we're looking for something from you as far as a prediction, maybe where you think the game could be won here and for which team.
I think the difference is going to be the interior defensive line for the Saints. They are fantastic. Their 2 defensive tackles are game wreckers. If they are doing what they've normally done, the edge rushers are phenomenal. They have 3 guys who can rush the edge and get sacks. If the interior dominates the London offensive line, I believe the Saints will pull this one off and could very well convincingly, because I can't see the Beefeaters putting a ton of points if they can't control the inside of that defensive line. So if you're asking me for a number, I'm going to say something probably around 32-7.
All right. That's why we have you here. You're the doctor. So let's look at tonight's game. It should be outstanding. We're so excited about this. When we come back to Acumen Stadium, a perfect night for football, a perfect fall night. The weather is perfect. The atmosphere is electric. The stands are pretty packed. A lot of good London fans are here tonight. We thank them for coming down. And we also thank those fans that are all watching on CJFL TV and brought to you by We Digital Productions. Enjoy the game. When we come back, Justin Prince, Badia Quas will have the call, the opening kick. You're watching the OFC Championship on We Digital Productions.
You're going to pull your shirt down, right? No, I'm going to leave it like this. Fewer calls against you. You talking?
Yeah.
Any questions or concerns?
No, sir.
Anything? Okay, he's going to call. That's a tail. That's a head. Head, tails. What do you call it? Heads? Heads is called. That is a head. You have won the toss.
Defer, please.
Kick machine taken in. Kick as we are. White down here. Blue second half. Have a good one.
Welcome back, everyone, to Acumen Stadium as we continue to gear up and get set for the OFC Championship Final. The Beefeaters, the Saints, here on We Digital. Just Prince Badi Quads once again with you as we get ready to go here. Badi, what's on the mind here as St. Clair gets ready to receive to begin this first half?
Well, it's what's been on everybody's mind from the beginning of the year. These two teams are the ones that are expected to be here. Both teams have had the expectation to be playing for this championship. The only thing the regular season was going to dictate whether it was going to be here, which it is, or in London. So the reality of it is both these teams have been going through the regular season into the semifinal with the expectation to play this very game.
For St. Clair, at least, if you go back to the AKO history, 10 years now, they've made it to this point. Now it's London set to boot it off. We're underway for the OFC Championship. Turn from the far side by Ty Calhoun. Calhoun gets just shy of the 25, and the St. Clair Saints set things up for offense. Now it becomes the huge question mark. How will tonight go at quarterback? Matthew Gannett, Risoja, an emergency backup with the injury situation.
Yeah, late in the game, he did get his leg hurt. He is available. He was warming up, but they're going with a more than capable thrower and Matt Gannett. And as I said to Dominic in the pregame, this young man can start on just about every team in the conference.
6 touchdowns, more than 400 yards passing. Starting things off with a running game. No place to go. Jesse Barella, who was the third best rusher during the regular season, ends up getting stumped for a loss of a couple.
Yeah, and that's number 99, who I do not see on my depth chart here for London, who made that tackle.
That'll set things up for 2nd and long. Setting things up from about the 22-yard line. 5 wide receiver setup. Barella stays as the back. Just past a minute through. Gannett looks to pass to the sideline. A slip for France. Still makes the catch, but it's shy of the sticks. 3rd down.
Yeah, and I know that's something they want to try to do, get Darius France involved in this game early. Matt can make this throw regularly. He has the strength to do it. It was on target. The only problem is your receiver slipped just a little bit going down. If he keeps his balance, I'll take your chances of him breaking the first tackler and picking up the first down. But you're down on contact with the ground in this league. The punt team is out.
So a 2 and out to start as the Beefeaters now return it on the run inside St. Clair territory. A good return to start off that side of the ball game, and here comes London's offense.
Yeah, and that's a really good return. Jagger Horst, and you catch the ball in the air, that is exactly what you want to do as a return team. Because then it eliminates the chance of the only 5-yard, no yards. As you bounce forward and you get those big chunks, now you're set up in prime real estate to maybe take an early lead.
LJ Dyer, the running back who led the way during the season for London, more than 800 yards. They start with a throw, though. Gets to about the line of scrimmage, if not a yard or two, to make it 2nd down. And there's the reception that time, finding its way to Carson Douglas.
Just quick little slant, little bubble screen to the top side, try to release some of the linemen, but really good coverage by the defensive backfield for the Saints. Came up and made immediate contact, and it turned out to be a 1-yard gain.
2nd and 9, Brody Fairburn setting up at its quarterback. During the season, about 128 yards a game. He's looking to throw. Gets the completion. Lots of space trying to find an opening for. It's Nick Zaghetti. And he gets himself around the sticks this time. 1st down.
And that's the area that if they can consistently get, will sort of be available because the Saints bring a ton of pressure inside. That interior pressure with some linebackers, those crossing routes and those clear outs, as you get underneath, a lot of catch and run. In this case, they get a really simple throw for a 1st down.
Just past 2 minutes through the OFC final. First run play for London, and it doesn't lead to much right to the line of scrimmage. St. Clair's run defense showed a lot of prowess during the regular season.
They sure did, but the London offense is built on the run, and Dyer being that all-star that he's been for multiple years, he is legit. We've seen him carry the workload in multiple games over the course of his career against these very Saints.
He'll set up for 2nd and 9 from the 33-yard line. 4 wide receiver look, looking to pass. Fairburn throws it up the middle. Gets the completion inside the 25. Looks to be enough for the 1st down. Yes, it is.
Well, that's something that they didn't necessarily have the luxury around. This is a very clean pocket for the quarterback who's able to step up, and those crossers need some time, so the offensive line gives him. They go max pro. They bring an extra slot receiver in. They keep the running back in. They're going to force the Saints to either get up and in some sort of press coverage, and they're not going to give them that instant rush that the Saints have been so easily getting this whole season.
Setting things up, 1st and 10 to the ground. Dyer pushing people forward, gets to the 1st down marker. Solid run by London.
Yeah, a little jet sweep action, and then they're just going to power it back inside, and they bring a lead off the backside guard on that lead O type play, I like to call it, and he kicks out the end man on the line of scrimmage, and he just inserts underneath that and easily picked up 10 yards for the 1st down.
1st and 10 now from the 13, already coming up to a third of the way through the 1st quarter. Gonna pass. Fairburn has to slide down and eat the yards lost. Elects to slide instead of taking the sack.
Yeah, and that's the type of play that the interior of this defensive line has been renowned for all year long. They got right into the quarterback's face right away. And when Nick Carter gets there right away, you get Faber who's there, the quarterback has to slide. Big 1st down loss there, but they're going to need that kind of pressure from their interior too. And if the Saints get that more regularly, it'll be a long day for the thrower, but they've done a good job early.
Mark it a 2nd and 16 at the 18. Coming up to 10 minutes to go in the first. Fairburn throws. Incomplete. Look for Douglas again up the middle. 3rd down.
Oh, and he missed one. It looked like it was Jagger Horst who was running. It looked like a dig route, wide open over the top of this. You'll see him put his hands up at the top of the screen, right under the goalpost, wide open. And our cameras picked that up, and only if he saw that. There was a break in the coverage somehow, but the quarterback could not get in sync with his receiver, and the ball goes incomplete, and on comes the field goal unit.
They'll set up for the field goal. Brendan Rivard, the one to kick it. Kick is up. Kick is good. London's on the board to start. He went 3 for 5 during the season. He picks up one there to give London the lead.
All things considered, the last time they were here on this very field, it was a debauchery. They did not get any points out of it. They gave up, 58? I can't remember exactly, but boy, was it a big number. 58 or 68, Justin, either way, now they have a lead.
68 is the answer after all. 68-0. The hour matchup was 37-7 to start the season.
So now London put a little bit of pressure on the Saints. Saints have not been behind this season. It's early, it's only 3-0, but you're not firing on all cylinders. Your starting running back and starting quarterback are not on the field right now. So the Saints offensive line has to take this over and give the quarterback time to throw here.
5 wide receiver set up for Gannett. Looking to throw, finds Cameron St. Kitts Park, and he slips. St. Kitts Park comes the second Saints receiver to slip on a reception.
And on another good throw. He just comes from the number 3 position. He just does just a little bit of an out. And next thing you know, he sits down, turns it out, has room to turn it up the field, but his right foot just slips from underneath him, and it turns out to be a good gain, solid gain at 7 yards.
Cameron St. Kitts Park during the season led the team in reception yards, 468. 29 catches. Gannett looks to throw again. That's man complete. And that doesn't draw the whistle. Despite the fans' crowd reaction, St. Kitts Park has it up for a first.
And these little sit routes, London is worried about the over-the-top stuff, even without Soja in there. If these quarterbacks, and yeah, that looked like a high tackle. I couldn't really tell if he grabbed the face mask, but nonetheless, the tackler is down. I believe that's the individual who made the tackle.
Yes. Keenan McArthur is down on the field with 8:48 to go in this first quarter here. So our first injury stoppage of this OFC final. And remember, St. Clair coming into this season had an outright dominant tear in points. But as Dom said, we've seen this happen before. What comes to mind, 2021 comes to mind, where I'll be honest, I was personally away at the time, but I remember going on the way back from Toronto that following morning and finding out St. Clair had a collapse at the end of the game. It's happened where there's a chance to host the Canadian Bowl, and there was a collapse after a dominant regular season.
Yeah, and just I'll comment right now, it doesn't look like he's able to put any weight, and that's your starting inside linebacker, so that might be a concern for the visitors. But yeah, we've seen this script. We have seen this before. That's why the regular season determines where you're playing the game. The game still has to be played. And London has that championship pedigree underneath their belts.
And now, as the Beefeaters player is taken to the sideline, and MacArthur, 1st and 10 from the 50. Gannett throws in through double coverage. St. Kitts Park, 3rd straight reception.
A good protection, a fired bullet right in those stop routes. And again, once the Beefeaters decide to come up and press that a little bit more, and you'll see he turns, sets his feet, delivers it. And yeah, it's a tight window, but not tight enough where the defenders could have made a play on the ball. The ball was out on schedule. Bang, catch, first down. And the Saints offense on these short little stop routes, hook routes, are moving the chains.
1st and 10 now inside London territory for the first time. Gannett looking left, throws, again short, finds Lewis. Lewis on the run. A big catch and run for the Yak Yards inside the 30.
Yeah, and everyone in the league should know who this is. Javé Lewis was an All-Canadian from last year. I believe he was ranked as high as maybe 4th coming in as players to watch in the CJFL preseason. But he's been going through nagging injuries, and the first time all year long, he looks healthier. And he caught that ball, made a guy miss, turned it right up the seam, and bingo, they're in scoring range.
Tackle down at the 24, 1st and 10. They go to Barella. Barella bounces out of the crowd, takes it outside. Barella, end zone. Did he have a knee down? Yes. Just shy of the end zone. And Barella, I don't think realizes he was marked down about a yard shy.
Wow, and Coach McCurdy told me this guy's got a different jet. Doyle Marshall is a power back. MJ just powers it. This guy's got that quickness and speed, and it looked like just at the very end he got tripped up, and sure enough, his knee may have scraped down, and they are at the 1 yard line. But either way, any way you add it together, short passes, explosive run, now they're in scoring zone.
During the season, Barella 192 yards, just 16 carries though, picked up 2 TDs. 1st and goal. Past halfway to the quarter, they go to Barella. Barella, did he cross the plane? Yes! End zone touchdown, St. Clair.
And I love the concept of the way he ran the ball. He stayed on his track, allowed his momentum to go forward, knowing, hey, I don't need to break anything, I only need a yard. He didn't try to stop his feet and jump cut. Off tackle, go behind your all-star lineman, lean on him, find your way for the 1 yard you need, and pay it off. A good response for the Saints after a very controlled, methodical 4 or 5 first down drive into the end zone.
Jack Lewis now sets things up for the extra point. Held by Gannett. Extra point sails on through. 7-3 St. Clair. Barella. See a lot of him tonight. Here's a look.
Yeah, and he stayed on his track, and all he did was maintain his position on the field. He didn't try to do too much. I'm going off tackle. I'm going to stay on that track. I'm going to drive my feet. Wasn't perfect blocking. Wasn't a perfect play in the sense of you don't only want 1 yard, but when you need 1 yard, that's how you have to run that play. Awareness on the field matters. You don't get extra points for running it to the back of the end zone, Justin. You only get 6 when it touches and breaks the goal line.
So the St. Clair Saints take the lead after the initial field goal put up by the Beefeaters offense. It's kicked away in live action. Oh, some trouble trying to pick it up on the return. Picked up after some issues with it. Carson Douglas having to scramble a bit there.
Dangerous. One of the upbacks who was just sitting there gets in the way of the returner and it hits his heels. And it's out just dribbling around there. Wow, they are lucky that the Saints weren't able to at least make a press on that ball there because it's live regardless of the touch. But that was kicked forward a little bit. Bad things happen when the ball is bouncing around and not caught in the air. The Beefeaters dodged one there.
1st and 10, ball spotted at the 31-yard line. 4 wide receiver setup. Extra blocker again for London. Again, they're passing. Fairburn gets it off. Complete. And a lot of Carson Douglas tonight. Another one up the middle for him.
What a great tackle right there. And you see that, and it looked like it was Tylen Davis who came up and made the initial contact there. If he doesn't make this tackle and he keeps a little bit of momentum, he's gone. That was 28 who came in. Tylen was the one who cleaned up the mess. Nick Bayeni. And that is fantastic because it was only a 3-yard gain. It could have been a lot more had he not made that initial tackle.
2nd and 7 from the 34 now. Send one up to block. Looking to pass. Fairburn running. Trying to throw on the motion, incomplete. That makes it 3rd down on the throw and the run.
Yeah, very difficult. The quarterback did a great job of extending this play by going to the sideline. Now, the Saints need to do a little bit better job of containment, but he had an escort in case he wanted to run it. But the quarterback is now, there was one receiver, there was all kinds of white jerseys there. He's going to his off arm as a left-handed quarterback rolling to the right. That's the safer of all plays. Don't take the sack. Don't get hit. Throw it. Maybe your guy can make a miraculous catch. If not, punt it away.
So the punt unit out for London for the first time. Able to just get it off in time, but it's a low one. Calhoun off the bump. Takes across the 50. Inside London's 50, down to about the 40-ish. And that sets up St. Clair in great field position to start.
And athletes make coaches look great. I'm seeing a different speed this week from the Saints personnel. Last week, it just seemed a little off, a little sluggish. The offense and special teams, we didn't really see some of the legs go. So far, we've seen legs churning right now, and the Saints seem like their energy is a little higher right now, especially from their perimeter players.
Set things up, spotted at the 40. Gannett to throw again. Trying to throw deep, complete. And St. Kitts Park gets it around the 10-yard line for first down.
And the minute you start to creep up in those presses, when you think, okay, they've been dumping it off, St. Kitts Park just does a little lazy, he jogs and then bursts. And all of a sudden you're caught flat-footed thinking he's going to make a stop route, and now you're set up at the 10-yard line and goal. What a nice concept, just under and then over. Under, then over.
They'll set things up for first and goal from the 10. Gannett calls for Calhoun in the motion. Looking to throw quick. St. Kitts Park again. St. Kitts Park rounds the corner. A flag is up as St. Clair scores.
It's coming back, Justin. It was Ty Calhoun, I believe, number 10 on the hold. St. Kitts Park turned it out, and Calhoun was turning his guy out. And as soon as St. Kitts Park made it around the corner, I, from my angle, saw some clutching and grabbing from the receiver.
10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Call, and we'll see the replay. You'll just see the little slip screen to the top side here, and you'll just see number 10 engage right there and grab the jersey and turn him. You saw the pull of the white. I saw it live. The refs obviously saw it. So now they're going to be first and goal from the 20-yard line.
The referee today is Kevin Mickleborough from Hamilton. Umpire Ryan Mickleborough, Trevor Hayes, Corey Cousins, Jim Shepard, Jeff Dunham, and Trevor Picciarelli, a part of the crew. Gannett feeling some pressure this time, breaks it away. Gets brought down by the shoestrings around the 15.
And in his own right, Gannett, Matthew is athletic. We've seen this for years in the area coming from Hoy Names, a very, very talented quarterback, can run. Sense the pressure coming, that clock kicked in, realized, okay, I have to start thinking, where is the pressure? The pressure came from his backside. He ducked under and turned a negative into a positive.
That'll set things up for 2nd and 15 instead here. 2 to send in the motion. Lewis stops, now goes. Now looking to throw. Gannett wants St. Kitts Park. No, it's France. End zone. Did he grab it? Yes. Darius France with the catch.
Just simple. They're going to take 2 receivers, motion them across. Yes, there looked like a little bit of confusion, but it helped identify. Listen, they know they got man, and in this case, the safety had to slide over. And Coach LaChance flat out told me he has not had a quarterback in his years who throws that sort of fade better than Matthew Gannett. He throws it to a spot where it's just going to teardrop back to the outside corner where only his receiver can make a catch. And sure as heck, Darius France reels it in for the 2nd touchdown of the game for the home team.
Kick is up, kick is through. 14-3. Now the score line with 2:51 to go in the first. Here's a look again.
So there's the motion. They're going to get the ISO they want. He knows where he's going right off the get-go. And this ball is well to his outside. It's the only spot, and your receiver has to come back to it. But what a talented athlete he is. He again, a local kid. He's been doing it for years. He reroutes, identifies the ball, comes back to it. There is no thing that's going to go wrong on that play other than an incompletion. No risk of interception because that ball was thrown to the outside. Good throw, good catch, convert, 14-3 with just under 3 minutes left in the opening quarter of this OFC final.
So the offense is immediately clicking as the officials now blowing several whistles here. We'll see what this is all about here.
Well, they just conferenced with the London bench, so I believe they want to talk to the Saints bench.
Yeah, now they're looking the opposite way. In fact, our camera crew is directing where some of this may be. I am not sure situation, but Coach LaChance just walked away. Something's obviously going on to where there's a conference here needed. It is 14-3, 2:51 to go in the first quarter. So far, the offense has been clicking here.
Oftentimes, it's a mechanical thing, or there's just something missing. I don't know if the ball went out of play and they can't get it.
So security is being called here in the stadium.
So if indeed security is being asked for from the London bench, the only thing that makes sense is that is a parking lot on the far side, and fans have tailgated in that back parking lot behind the London bench. Sometimes they get a little boisterous, so sometimes they may be causing a little bit of a disturbance behind the bench, which then the coach just wants it addressed because he doesn't want his players influenced by what's happening outside the stadium confines. So now the security is going to have to work their way back there and just say, hey, whatever's going on back here, if you're drinking, partying, otherwise, whatever's happening, taper it down.
The only thing I can say is it's of the extracurricular variety. Underway again from about the 20 as London set things up around the 31-yard line for this drive. So we'll see what happens here. Here's the replay.
Yeah, I like the kick because it's sort of in the possible bounce area. The receiver has to go wildly up the field to catch the ball, but he doesn't have time to allow the blocks to set up in front of him. So if the coverage is there, the coverage is there. Fantastic job covering. He only picked up about 4 after the catch.
1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Closing stages of the first quarter here. They look on the handoff. Dyer stuffed. And multiple flags fly as there's some shoving after the whistle.
Yeah, you might get rough play here because there was indeed clear flags, and Dyer was taken down a little bit, and I'm not sure if it was 93 Carter. All I know is that there was initial contact.
94 St. Clair, 15-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
And there's the other counterpart, and we have the call from our official. Excuse me for talking over the official. And there's the final throw down after the whistle had already went. A little boisterous, a little bit too much. Those two defensive tackles are my sort of players to watch against the London front. They were both there, but they got to make sure they don't take stupid penalties.
Kendi Montalban called against him as that moves the chains and moves the run down for Dyer. Just shy of center field, 2nd and short.
Right, so instead of it being 2nd down and 11 because they had a tackle for a loss, you end up running that little power trap inside, and Dyer finds the seam, and he's able to pick up about 8 yards, and now they're near midfield. So don't give the opponent anything extra. Make them earn everything.
2nd and 2, just shy of Sancor territory. Faking the handoff, the throw on the motion, good. Finding some space and breaking some tackles this time. And more contact. Jagger Horst on the reception. Gets it up for the 1st down and then some.
And that's what 2nd down and short provides you and offers you. When you're 2nd and short, And you have Dyer, who's been making up ground like this his entire career. A little play action is going to allow you to get that. And next thing you know, you pick up easy yards after the catch. Simple throw, but the second and down allowed you to do that. That short yardage down.
Now from the 39-yard line, about 90 seconds to go in the quarter. On the run, it's Dyer. Dyer gets nearly to the 30. That sets up second and medium-ish.
It's shortish because he got 7 there. He's 3 yards, maybe even 8. So this is, again, one of those downs. I would suspect this is now 3-down territory for them, which they can run the play action without the risk of if it falls incomplete, they're still going to be in that short yardage. But they just pull the line, insert the fullback underneath, and bang, big yards on first down.
2nd and 2. Look to run this time. Play action on that one.
And he's awfully close. It looks like he has it. But that's what you get when you have a talented ball carrier who understands, look, I still only need 2 yards there. I found the seam, I lean forward. Very rarely does he go backwards. I would guess he probably has 30-some-odd yards already in the first quarter. If they can pay this one off and stay close in the game, that is their formula. Good first down plays with him, play action, be explosive on those downs.
They go play action now. Trying to go on the run, brought down. No place to go for Fairburn this time.
Yeah, and that's 93 again. That's your defensive tackle, Nick Carter, who's going in there, and he's absolutely wrecking the inside right now. You'll see him chase down the running back on this one. And it's just one of these situations where he's going. That's a big defensive tackle. He gets into the backfield and he scrapes after absorbing the fake. It's now 2nd and 10.
Last play of the first quarter here. Pretty quick first quarter of play with all things considered. 3 in the motion. Fairburn throwing outside, good to Douglas on the completion. Around the sticks is the mark.
So this is good scouting. We're about to go to the break here, but this is good scouting. You'll see on the replay. Quarterback knew where he was going through. He turned to his left, set his feet, and he threw. He did not worry about the pressure. Good catch by Douglas, and he's able to get the first down.
First quarter complete. Fans get rowdy. It's 14-3 in the OFC final here on We Did It All. They switch the field here. The D, your thoughts on the first quarter. St. Clair starting strong, but London showing a chance on a response to start this second.
Yeah, this is exactly what I would have expected from the 2 best teams in the conference. I expect them to battle back and forth. I did not expect what we saw the last time they were here and a 68-0 score. London is good. London needs to make sure their first down plays on offense are good because it's going to allow them to keep the extremely explosive Saints offense on the bench. If they keep this formula going, London has every chance to win this final.
Second quarter now underway. Fairburn trying to throw in the motion, throwing over traffic, end zone, touchdown, Jagger Horst. What a throw.
Yeah, and that was misplayed by Billy Patterson. He just mistimed his jump, and the quarterback who's rolling to his left, this is his strong side, stops at the sideline, throws it up, and you'll see Billy Patterson just let the guy get over top of him and was unable to bat that ball down. And sure enough, a touchdown to answer the Saints score. Now you have a ball game. We expected a ball game. Here's the extra point to close it to 4.
Extra point ready, extra point up, extra point good. And a spectacular throw on the motion to get over top the defense to bring it within 4. Another look. Fairburn is lightning quick.
He is very quick, and he's capable of throwing the ball on the run. We know that. He's already thrown some short ones. But in this case, this is just you lost your leverage. You have to identify where the deepest is. And in this case scenario, you let somebody get over top of you, and you were unable to make a play on the ball. It was fractional. You almost made a play, but almost isn't good enough. In conference finals, you got to maintain your discipline on all levels of the field, from your gap integrity for the D-line to your containment from your outside linebackers and ends, all the way to your leverage points in the back end of zone or man coverage. You have to maintain those things. That was a good athletic quarterback making a good play, aided by not the best coverage.
So the Beefeaters are ready to kick it to St. Clair. St. Kitts Park in Calhoun, the return men. Solid boot. They go to Calhoun. Calhoun takes it across the 25. One tackler misses. A second doesn't get a grip on it. Third does loop him around past the 45 to around the 46.
And there's those fresh legs again. We've seen it from a couple players. Ace is all. He ran 50 yards sideways before he turned it up the field, and he just used his speed, protects the ball by moving to the outside. Awfully close to horse color. It was not. Good call by the official. It was the side of the shoulder, and he spun him around from the side, so that was a good call there, but good field position for the Saints.
1st and 10 marked at the 46-yard line. 30 seconds into the second quarter of play. 14-10. St. Clair with the lead here in the OFC Championship. Send 3 in the motion. Looking to throw. Gannett wants over the top. Has St. Kitts Park over his head. Incomplete. Second down.
Yeah, they took their shot there, and unfortunately it falls incomplete. They had the coverage they wanted. They have their athletic receiver who's already been an impact in this game, trying to get a quick flip of the field position. Good throw. Falls harmlessly incomplete. If you're a Beefeaters fan, that's exactly what you want to see. Second and long for the Saints.
Clock now rolls again. Gorilla stays as the back. Looking to throw. Gannett stepping up. Going on the scramble. Has enough for a first down as he takes the slide around the 50.
And there it is. There's some of the things that Maurice Soja was able to do. And like I said, Matthew Gannett is more than capable of doing those things. He just might not have that 65-yard run as he strides out, but very wisely realizes, look, our number one is hurt. I'm going to get the yards I need, and then I'm going to protect myself, slide and not absorb a hit. Must have played baseball because that was a perfect slide into second.
Well, it's 1st and 10 from the 50. Go to Barella and spun around a couple times over. And that's going to be a loss of a fair bit here.
Yeah, his first spin, if he would have just sort of stayed on his track, he might have only lost a yard, but he spun out of the first one, which you're not going to question the kid's effort. But then the spin out of the second one turned out to be a little bit too much, and 5 yards. At that point in time, you just better make darn certain you have 2 hands on the ball, because that's when you're spinning, somebody comes and punches at that ball, the ball comes out. You got to make sure you secure it. He did, but those are the risky plays when you're spinning in your own backfield when there's traffic and hands on you.
2nd and 16. They mark it as a loss of 6 on the play. Gannett having to throw. Trying to throw outside, incomplete. Intended for Franz. And here comes the special teams unit likely here.
Yeah, and that was the first sort of errant throw from Gannett. This one there, he just sailed over Francis' head. They were looking to pick up about 8 of the yards here. And had he caught that ball, again, Darius France is so explosive. He makes one guy miss. He could turn it into a big play. Just unfortunately, it wasn't his best throw. It sailed over the top, and now the punters are in.
Punted away. We're on the 44. Turn for about the 20. This is Getty. Getty and a flag drawn. I think I just seen a signal for a hold. It was on the near side.
Yeah, it does. I can't tell the number. I think it might be 25. His back plate is halfway up, but I believe a London defender did indeed grab the contained man. So I think it's going to be sort of marked from about the 25-yard line, 24-yard line, and back 10.
It's Taiwu. Would be 25. Here's the call. Well, now they're getting the exact positioning on where the penalty should be here. Now we got the call.
During the return, we have holding. London number 25, 10-yard penalty.
So indeed, the holding call moves them back. 12-15 rather to go in the first half. London will start from the 15-yard line.
All right, so we'll see what kind of adjustment Coach Morency makes here in the sense of setting the edge and containing this athletic quarterback who's already broken contain a few times.
Three the motion yet again. They go with the keeper. Fairburn lost the ball. Scramble for the ball. St. Clair's on it. The Saints have it.
Exactly what I asked. Were the Saints going to adjust? In this case scenario, they did. Carl Faber comes up off the edge and on his containment responsibility, punches the ball out, and a sudden change deep in the end. There he is. He's there. He slowed him down, reaches back, and now that ball is out. It is not secured. No one has it. It is still spinning there. Great job by the officials being on the spot to secure it, and now you have a turnover setting up the stage for the Saints.
And so St. Clair has the ball for first and goal at the 10. And a huge chance to grow the lead to more than one score here. Gannett looks, throws, has Lewis. Lewis, he tried to spin out of it, but gets marked with the forward progress, it looks like, for a gain of a couple.
Good job by the London secondary. The halfback was able to come up and keep JaVale Lewis in front of him. There he is, forcing it back inside. Really, really good job, and then the help comes. Excellent containment there on that short pass.
Makes it second and goal. 7 yards to pick up to get to pay dirt. St. Kitts Park, France, and Lewis all set up to the right of Gannett. They send Lewis up to block. Gannett throws it short, got Barella. Barella tries to move ahead, dives end zone. Touchdown, St. Clair.
Just a little tailback delay release on a little angle route to the outside. Catches it and uses his speed. Does not, he just says, I'm running to the cone. If somebody gets it to me, I got enough leverage to extend for the first down here. Just a flat release, catches it, and next thing you know, he's going to the far cone. I don't care where it's coming. I'm keeping my momentum going forward. Great crew angle work. Awesome job getting that pylon cam right there and extending that ball for a touchdown. Sudden change, turnover, paid off with the full 7. That's exactly what Coach Morency wanted to see from his defense. And then, of course, Coach LaChance, being the offensive coordinator, pays that off, extending the lead 21-10 early in the second quarter.
So 21-10, now your score.
And again, you'll see on the replay, sorry, we came out of that, but it was just a simple concept. We're going to clear out with most of our guys, and we're going to get a linebacker or a half who has to now come from depth to catch that little flare out from the running back. And sure enough, the running back was able to get it.
So the London Beefeaters now try and make up for that turnover. Critical point of this ball game.
Now, I will say this. I don't think this is the game London wants to play.
Yeah.
Because I don't think London's offense can put 45, 50 points up. And at the pace they're going, that's what the Saints are on schedule for.
Turn from inside the 20. Across the 25. And a sea of tacklers. At least 5 or 6 buddies all grouped together around Douglas.
And that's a very good all-around football play. Good kick, good return, good coverage. You catch it in the air. You have, look, the lanes are there. They're all taking it. The guys are blocking. It's a physical game. That was just good football all around. We take for granted plays like that, especially now in the NFL with the modified kickoff rules are significantly different. That is a simple play that both teams ran effective and well.
Clock moves. Coming up to a third of the way through the second. They go to Dyer. Dyer finds a hole. Dyer Gets himself to around the 47, 48-yard line for first down.
Yeah, and the Saints had a late substitution, so they might not have been perfectly set in their defensive formation because somebody came off the bench a little late there, and that turned out to be possibly one of the reasons why they were caught without a single linebacker. Somebody lost their position on the field because I'm confident there's not supposed to be two guys pinned into the A-gap the way they were and leaving the B-gap wide open like that.
They go back to the run. This time the gap's closed. That immediately loses a yard or two.
Yeah, and that's your, I believe, defensive player of the week from last week, Montalban inside, a big body. 94 and 93 are really commanding the inside, and those guys are guys who are always in the backfield making tackles for a loss or at least forcing the running back to have to bounce and get off his initial press, and then the help comes in to clean up the mess.
2nd and 11 for the 47. And Fairburn slipped and fell. Dyer trying to block. The defense was there.
What a timed blitz by the all-star Mo Ibrahim. He came in here and absolutely ate up the block from the running back after the fake. You'll just see him here and right into Dyer, and Dyer he just has no choice. Dyer stepped into that, but the quarterback had nowhere to go, and that is a pressure play. That is exactly what Coach Morency has been doing his entire career as a defensive coordinator, dialing up the pressure, and this one results in a loss, a forced sack, and now a 3rd and long punting situation.
3rd and 18. Punt just got off in time. Really got blocked that time by Shane Nelson. Return Calhoun to around the 45-yard line. So St. Clair has the ball back. We'll see if they keep the tempo high offensively.
I would really like them to go. I'd like to see the Saints go back to what they had early success on. Darius France and Kit St. Park just on the inside, the stop routes, the low curls, get them sitting back a little bit, get them moving, getting into those short yardage second down plays. Those are the throws Matthew's very good at. He's commanding the offense real well, and then take your shot once you get this Beefeaters defense on the field for 3-4 plays in a row.
On first down, they go to Calhoun. Calhoun gets to around the 50.
And that's no different than that's a little push pass. You're just out in front of you. All you're trying to do here is you're trying to get just a little bit of motion, jet motion, and he picks up a simple 5. That's no different than your little hook route. Now you're in that down here. You want to play action. You want to take your shot. You want to counter here. So, again, a good play. First down, and you get the 4 yards. Let's see what Coach LaShawn styles up. Hasn't really done much play action yet.
2nd and 6. Coming up to halfway now to the second. Under 8 minutes to go in the half. Gannett looking, searching, trying to step up. Slides to avoid the contact, but it's 3rd down.
Yeah, and he did initiate his slide right around the 48, 49-yard line, so they're in a 3rd down and around 3. I think they're in a punting situation. They're not going to risk it here. The defense is playing well. They 2 consecutive plays. They got forced a turnover, and then they forced a punt. So send your punt unit out here. Don't do anything crazy. You had 2 positive plays there. Flip the field, get a short field, 1 more possession before this half, and see if you can extend the lead.
They quickly get it off and away. It's going sky high on it. Turn from the 30. First, couldn't spin out of it. Mark from the 33-yard line with 7:12 to go in the half.
Okay, good job. A high punt. Return man catches it in the air. The defense gives the 5 yards that they're supposed to and initially makes contact right away after about a 2-yard gain. So that's good all around coverage. But the important thing is not allowing that ball to bounce, because if the ball bounces, there's a chance London's pinned even deeper. So good job by London at least getting to the 34-yard line to start this next drive.
Setting things up, Dyer still the back. 5 wide receiver look though. Go push pass to Zagetti. Zagetti having to run back. Brought down for the tackle. Brought down by Gami Kazati.
Phenomenal play. They just went to their own version of the push pass, trying to get those easy little 5 yards. But now you get a defensive back who comes up and absolutely sets that hard edge. and makes the tackle on top of it. Huge loss of 7. And now, again, this isn't where London wants to be, and they want Dyer to be a big part of the offense, and he can't be when it's this long.
So 2nd and 17. They look to throw. Fairburn over the defense. Had Jagger Horst in traffic, incomplete.
That's good coverage. The ball would have to have been perfectly thrown out ahead of him. There was a play on the ball. And again, long throw. This is not what London is built for. London's built for the play action, the quick little drags across the field, the releases. It was a good throw, not a great throw. He had some time, but that's not the offense that they want or envision winning a conference championship with. At least I don't think so, based on what I've seen in their previous games this whole season.
So back-to-back punts, one per side. This one barely gets off again. Picked up by Calhoun on the hop. 0 no-yards flags so far this matchup, by the way. As multiple flags, we had contact. And now...
Yeah, and just a dumb play. A dumb play after the play. This is going to be an unnecessary roughness. You're going to give them a free 15 yards. He picked up, and I look like number 20. I can't be certain because the number 20 and 30 look sort of close. It's either Ethan Grant or possibly Zach Hepburn. Threw down number 51 for the home team, and that's Shane Nelson. Shane Nelson just ran off and sprinted to the sideline, absorbed the unnecessary roughness. It's just not a smart football play. You're in this game. You're 11 points out. Can't have that. It's championship time.
A call. That's going to be helpful for St. Clair's offensive position at least.
Yeah, they're going to go from the 49 all the way to the 34. So you're playing well enough to be in this championship. This is a high-powered offense. This is a good team. You don't want to give them what they need.
Past the 34, this is even bigger.
That's a 25-yard, so that must have been an ejection. They went full 25 from the 49, so the head contact, the hit to the head like that, that must be, there's only one way you move up 25 yards.
Now set things up here.
So now they're going to ask for a conference. He's asking what the deal here is. That's the only explanation you can give. There's only one foul that's going to move this thing up 25 yards.
Matt Snyder, the head coach for London. And that confirmation. And looks like they're now just about ready to get this going. Here we go. Get at. Finding St. Kitts Park. St. Kitts Park runs around one defender, gets brought down by the second. Inside the 20 in the red zone again for St. Clair.
I love how willing the partners on the outside are to make some blocks there. The receivers, you'll see Javé Lewis, you'll see Darius France blocking for their partners out there. And you pick up 9 yards because of that. When you throw to the outside, your offensive linemen aren't blocking for you anymore. The running back's best friends are the O-line. On quick throws like that, it's your receiving partners who have to make those plays.
2nd and 2. Gannett throwing again, floating, end zone, St. Kitts Park, touchdown, Saints.
A phenomenal throw. And Justin, this is your backup quarterback in here. And I said this in the pregame with Dominic. This kid can start on any team in this conference. He just happens to be behind the OFC Player of the Year, the Offensive Player of the Year. What tremendous confidence Coach LaChance has in his entire team without your starting quarterback, all-star, without your all-star running back. You're a little beat up. The Defensive Player of the Year has yet to step on the field right now in Jalen Brunette. You're looking at all the wealth of talent and all the players that are here, and they're playing at a slightly different level that we did not see last week. We did that call. That was sloppy and sluggish last week. Ottawa was in that game all the way until about 4 or 5 minutes left when it was just too much to overcome. But boy, this is one of these ones where twice London has shot themselves in the foot. the turnover, and then this disqualification that moved them up 25 yards. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone. Can't have that. You now have this uphill battle at down 18 and no signs of stopping the Saints' offense.
So once again, 5:24 to go in the first half. I think we're getting ready to kick things off again after it's been a big sequence of points, as just discussed. Preston Knight set to kick it away. Taking his time to get the signal ready. There it goes. Douglas this time off the hop. It's across the 20. Spins at the 25. Trying to go the other way, but got to around the 27-yard line.
London needs to kill the balance of this clock right now. Their defense needs a little bit of a break. Their offense has to put at least a couple first downs together, and if they have to punt, they have to punt and pin the Saints inside their 20, giving them the full field if with minimal time left. Because if you go 2 and out here, you could find yourself down another major.
1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Go back to the 5 wide receiver look. Going on the handoff to Dyer. Dyer picks up a few. 2nd down.
And he's a little slow to get up here. He's a little slow to get up. And you cannot see if you are a London Beefeater player, coach, or fan. He has been the heartbeat for multiple years of this offense.
2nd and 6 from the 32. Coming up towards the 3-minute warning. About 90 seconds out from it. This time, Fairburn. Keeping, throwing on the motion. Has a man complete at the 45. 1st down, London.
And that 2nd and 5 allows you to do that. Over aggression, you lose containment to the quarterback's strong side, which is his left, his throwing side. And he gives his player time to break open to the outside. Exactly what you wanted if you're the London Beefeater coaching staff. Now maybe you can put together multiple first downs and see if you can close the gap, and you get the ball to start the second half.
1st and 10. Same style formation. This time Dyer finds a hole. Dyer runs for the 1st down. Gets across the 45 to around the 44 on a big run.
Yeah, and as crazy as it sounds, the stat line is going to look great for Dyer at the half. Like, I suspect with another, that was what, about 40 yards?
20.
Might have been a little more, but either way, like, the reality of it is he's approaching 100 yards already in this opening half.
Yeah. 3:22 to go as clock stopped here, but didn't see a signal for a timeout.
Well, they were just setting the sticks. It took a couple seconds to get themselves all situated, and now they're situated to wind it in.
Don't want to waste any time for London's drive. Getting him on slow motion. Fairburn, quarterback draw, goes ahead, has some blockers, has a hole. Down inside the 5, Fairburn, end zone, touchdown.
Super call. The one player on the run you wouldn't necessarily think. Now, you did have 2 linemen pull to that side. That was quarterback counter Trey to the right, and the linebackers got themselves out of position. And next thing you know, you have a straight beeline. You had an escort to it. He got through, and it was a backside halfback who had to try to chase him down to stop that from being a score, and he was unable to.
Fairburn did have 11 rushing touchdowns during the regular season as the extra point sails through to make it 28-17.
And now we have a flag here. And again, this is after the play. Is there some taunting or some chirping? It'll be on the kickoff, but we'll have to see what the call is because this came clearly after the indication of an extra point.
91
Win.
London, 10 yards will be applied on the kickoff.
Objectionable
Convert is
against
good.
London. And the return team has already mounted a few good returns. Well, you don't want to give them 10 extra yards. Now you're kicking from your 35-yard line. Like, you can't. You just got back in the game. You're down 11. If the Saints catch this ball at their own 25, 30-yard line and pick up the 20 they've been averaging, they're at midfield again.
And so, they'll position themselves a bit further back.
And now the other thing, too, is, Justin, if you don't take that penalty, look, you're down. You're laying it out on the line. From the 45-yard line, you might risk or try to take a calculated onside kick. I doubt you're going to try that from here. You're pretty much showing your hand, because if you do, you're giving them the ball at your own 45-yard line rather than sort of midfieldish. So you've taken some element of surprise out by taking that penalty as well, because you're not holding anything back. You need to win to advance.
All set to kick it away. Sails this time to St. Kitts Park. Runs across the 25. Lot of space to get to the 45. Brought down around the 47, 48-yard line. And that's just inside the 3-minute warning now.
Yeah, and that's exactly the thing you didn't want to do. Give them good starting field position. And that's what happens when you take those kind of penalties. So far, the penalties have been on the Beefeater side, and they have the turnover already. So now let's see if the defense can get you that one stop that you need to maybe even pop one more score in before the half.
1st and 10. 3-minute warning blown in. Again, 3 on the motion. They fake the push pass. They go to France. France across the 50. Tries to break ahead. Spins around with the tackle to around the 32-yard line.
The ball was thrown 8 yards sideways, caught at the line of scrimmage, and the partners in crime block for you, and you turn it into a 25-yard gain just like that as you are set up at the 32-yard line. The willingness of the perimeter guys to help, and then you get your all-star offensive lineman out there as well on that little smoke screen. Your best players have to step up, and so far they have.
1st and 10 from the 32. One safety back from London. Gannett throws it to France again. France jukes out a defender. Gets to around the sticks for the first to the 20.
Gosh, that's it. That's not fancy football. I'm throwing it to my guy. My guy's going to make somebody miss. My guy's going to get out of bounds to save clock if I need more clock. Not that they need it from the 20-yard line with 2 minutes left. Both teams still have both their timeouts here. Just real simple football. And not hard throws for Gannett either. Don't be surprised if you see Kitts Park's going up the seam here and they take their shot right now if they run that sort of smoke screen action again.
1st and 10. Bit of a flip pass in the midst of traffic for Lewis, and a flag, horse collar.
Yeah, and that's Javay Lewis actually getting his legs back underneath him. Earlier he was hobbled, so this time his speed allowed him to get away from the initial guy, but he had to grab the back of the number plate. You have a horse collar, major foul. Going to move this thing up 15 yards here.
Here comes the confirmation.
All the way to the 5-yard line. 5-yard line. And this is exactly what we talked about earlier. I don't think London's equipped for necessarily a shootout. Now, they already have 17 on the board. I didn't think they could get to 17. My pregame was 32-10. But, like, the Saints are on the verge of getting 35 in the first half, which would put them on pace for 70, which they scored 68 the first game.
And so, 2:12 to go. 1st and goal. 6 seconds of the play clock. Got to work fast here. They do for Gannett. Searching, want to use his feet this time. Dives in, end zone, touchdown.
He wanted to throw a little flare out. He saw it wasn't there. Risky throw if you throw it late because it could go 110 yards the other way. steady, protects the ball, and again, he's more than capable of doing that, and he pays it off with a touchdown to answer the quarterback run from the other side. So now the quarterbacks exchange touchdown runs for each team.
So Jack Lewis sets up for the extra point. Flags are up, and believe we may have an offside there.
Yeah, there were 2 flags right away, so I would suspect you have an offside on London.
On the defensive team, that penalty.
Which is going to advance the ball 5 yards on the ensuing kickoff, as Mr. Micklebro does indicate when he points to center field that the point will count, will kick 50 rather than the 45. And that took, 52 seconds?
Give or take.
It was 2:59 when they took over. There was the 3-minute warning right there.
Yeah, St. Clair's offense, just that quick. It's been like that all season in terms of get the ball, drive down the field, end zone touchdown. And it's been interesting to see that, of course, in the championship now. We'll see how this championship flows next. 2:07 still to work with London. Looking to get the ball back. Turn from the 5 this time. Douglas trying to get across the 20. Got swallowed up.
Superb job by the coverage. Superb job. He had nowhere to go. Great kick, getting it down inside the 10-yard line. I think he fielded it at around the 6-yard line. And the coverage just was a wall. And we have seen that. So now they're at their 18-yard line. Both teams, 2 timeouts, 1:59 on the clock. Plenty of time for both teams to actually score. If it's a quick 2-and-out, the Saints have time, and the Beefeaters have enough time with the way the clock stops on first downs and your 2 timeouts.
Breathe immersion. Pick up about 6 or 7.
So the drive starter here, I don't mind at all because their success has come out of the play action. So now at 2nd and 4, you can still have the play action. The quarterback run is still an option if you want to see if they can overextend and get them out of position. So people might be like, well, why are you running the ball here? Well, they have to spot the ball, so the clock stopped until they spotted it. Now they restart it, and now they have a whole playbook available to them.
2nd and 5 is the mark. Fairburn trying to throw quick. Has his man complete. Has enough for a first down. Still trying to run sideways for a moment. A lot of space there for Douglas on the reception, and we have a Beefeater down at the 25.
Yeah, it looked like number 62, their lineman. Yeah, that's what I saw there, and he's holding his right leg.
Logan Hunt. And so the trained staff immediately out to check on Hunt. Under 90 seconds to go in this first half. Remember at the half, Dominic Papa going to be standing on by, part of the halftime coverage here on We Digital. And a lot to talk about at the half here. The offense, again, a firecracker of a first half for St. Clair. London showing sparks, but lots of mistakes mixed in, you can argue.
Yes, mistakes have happened, no question about them. 2 big ones in my mind were obviously the disqualification, the 25-yard penalty, and the fumble, because that gave 14 points. You're down 18. Those 14 are really the difference from it being still a very, very close, tight game. Yes, you can still put 2 score. If you score now, get the ball to start the 3rd quarter and score again, you can make up that difference and be down 4 points again. The problem is you could have had the lead. Yeah, if London can clean that up, if London can maintain some of their composure without losing that edge. You want to play with edge, but you don't want to lose it. They can still come back. And Justin, you weren't here for the first time. You admittedly said you weren't here in 2021 where there was that sort of last-minute comeback. Now, that was a much closer game. There wasn't a lot of scoring. But, yes, it was a double-digit lead in the final 3 minutes of the game, and it was squandered. We know that it's capable. London is more than capable of coming back and staying in games. They know how to play in championships, and the coaching staff has coached in championships. 4 in a row right now. These two teams have been the last 2 in the conference. So it's no surprise they're here, but you have to eliminate the mistakes.
So can they, at the very least, trim this gap down? That's going to be the huge question. They have to set up with less than 90 seconds to go. Logan Hunt being brought to the sideline by the Beefeaters training staff. 4 wide receivers to the left of Fairburn. He's looking. Fairburn throws. Midfield, got his man complete. And a lot of whistles trying to break around to get, no, I should say Jagger Horst gets it at the logo.
Nice job by the offensive line and running back to give the pocket to throw that, because that was a deep in cut and you needed time to throw that because he had to get down the field 15, 16 yards. It's going to be interesting to see if Coach Morency's going to dial up the pressure again or try to trick the quarterback and drop off into some coverage.
This time, play action. Fairburn off his back foot. Throws it incomplete.
And when you contain, that's what happens. In this case, they tried that inside run fake, but Adams was able to set that edge for them, and that's your all-star defensive end, Anthony Adams, number 9, and he forced the throw, which is a dangerous throw, late to the flat. If a Saint defender was in even remotely moving forward type position, you could have undercut that. Nonetheless, good coverage, good pressure, good containment.
From the 48-yard line, it's second down. Zagetti sent on the motion from right to left. They sprint. Fairburn left, throwing, caught. Horst got his man, able to get across the 35. 1 minute to go.
And you're going to add 15 more to this because this is a roughing the passer here at the back end of it. So you're going to have the quarterback was able to get to the outside. They did sort of contain him, but the hit resulted in a late hit. And now you're going to go from what looks like the 32 after the catch and run into the 17-yard line.
And response back, seeming like it's being read into the script here. 1 minute to go, plenty of time. Set things up from the 17-yard line. They switch the 4 wide receivers to the right side this time, and whistles blow. Is this a timeout? Yes, it is from London, the first timeout of the half.
All right, now, with only a minute left, you're at what we said, the 17-yard line or so. Losing that timeout isn't as important. You got plenty of time to get a handful of plays, 5-6 plays with the remaining timeout still left. Because if you get a first down here, you can still run 3 on this end, a couple more on the back end. Take the timeout you need, set up your play, get yourself in the best possible first down play. Whether it is an actual strike for your score or whether it is that drive starter. Yes, even from the 12 or 17, it can be a drive starting play. Because you're probably calling 2 plays right now. If you get in a second down and 3, get to the line of scrimmage. We know the second play. Let's see if we can catch the defense a little off guard by going 2 quick ones. Bang, bang, find the end zone. Maybe leave less than 30 seconds on the clock.
From the 17-yard line, it's 1st and 10. This time they bring 4 in the motion. Fairburn looking to run it ahead. Got himself to around the 15-yard line, 56 seconds to go.
All right, so they went back to that quarterback counter. This time the defense did a nice job of controlling their gaps. And now we're going to see London. They actually look like they're going to huddle up on this one here. Might take some of the time off the clock here. In case they don't get this, don't leave the Saints very much time on the back end of it.
Time ticks away. 2nd and 8 from the 15. Go to Fairburn for the throw. End zone, touchdown, London.
And it's the same thing. Dyer is getting a lot of the attention. They all sunk inside on that little read option inside. So you just do that inside zone play, and the quarterback just keeps it to his left. And it's that simple. They all collapsed inside. The quarterback sprints out to his right with a his left, his strong arm. And you have a slot receiver from the other side dragging all the way across in for the touchdown. Great answer by the Beefeaters.
They needed an answer. They got one. Remember, London's got the ball to start the second half. Now they trail by just 11.
Yeah, now make sure you cover this kick. You don't want to give the Saints good field position with this explosive offense here and what would be 30 seconds or so after this kickoff and 2 timeouts. Make certain that you cover this properly. If they're going to score, you better make them go 75 plus.
They'll take their time to get the kickoff procedure ready to go here again. Your score 35-24 St. Clair here in the OFC Championship game. In 10 years, St. Clair has made it in a row to this point.
And maybe I'm wrong, Justin. Maybe it is a shootout. I did not picture a scenario where we would see maybe 40 points put up against the Saint defense. Yeah. Obviously, they're on pace for that. I could not have envisioned a situation like that, but here we have it.
And it's obviously, without going insane, most points put up by an opponent this season against St. Clair. Calhoun across the 25, moves through some traffic, tackle down across the 40 to around the 43-yard line.
A pretty good field position. 30 seconds left, 2 timeouts. Athletes all over the map. Let's see how aggressive Coach LaChance is. I would not be surprised if he tried one of those little smoke screens again to either St. Kitts Parks or Darius France. Try to get them in space and see if they can break some tackles.
1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Baroa sets up as the back. They have 30.1 seconds to go exactly. This time, Gannett. There's a lot of time in the pocket. Finding St. Kitts Park at center field. 1st down.
Okay, 7 seconds went off the clock there. Not even, 6. So 1st down right at the midfield stripe. They'll quickly call the play, break the huddle, and see if they can get at least 3 more plays here to get themselves in field position. But the clock is running now. They didn't realize he was blowing it in so quickly. They're losing valuable seconds here.
Still losing valuable time. 14 seconds by the time it snapped. Gannett finding France, and he's down. Shy of the sticks, 8.3 seconds to go.
So Coach LaChance immediately calls timeout, which means with 1 more timeout, you're going to get at least 2 more plays as long as the first play is relatively quick. I think they need maybe about 12 yards. Maybe they can try a long field goal from around 45, 47 if they so opt to try. But they're going to need to move this closer to around the, I want to say, 35-yard line, 36-yard line to have that 42 to 43-yarder. 45 is right on the back edge of the range, I would say.
St. Clair already wants to set up an offense. London busy drawing up their play on the sideline.
Yeah, and they're afforded the full balance of the timeout. The timeout clock will go, and now the referee will indeed get the play clock started on the ready for play.
Ready for play. 3 in the motion. Gannett looking around, searching, finds Calhoun. Calhoun knocked down inside the 30. Timeout, St. Clair. Several Saints called it.
And even if they didn't call the timeout, the play was blown dead with time on the clock. So it could have went to 0. They're still going to get the playoff. That being said, exactly what you wanted. To pick up around 12 to 15. They got the full 15 out of it, which means now the ball is going to be kicked from right around the 35-yard line. I think they'll officially spot it at the 34-yard line.
Already 2 safeties deep back for this kick. About 2 seconds to go in the half. They'll set things up from about 34, 35 yards out. No wind to deal with. To end the half. As the buzzer sounds, the kick sails through for the field goal, but a flag flies at the 20.
Okay, so now we will see. If it's against London, it could be something that goes on and carries over into the second half. I didn't see anything that was necessarily in the clothesline area. So here we go. Let's get the call to see if it applies in the second half. Because the benches are clearing, so now he's asking the London coach what he wants.
See what this call is. And that's the half regardless.
Okay, so there was it signaled face mask. It must have been after the play. I can't suspect them not moving him back and making him kick again if it was during the play. So now we have half with a 38-20 score.
38-24 your score. Halftime coverage with Don Papa coming up. You're watching We Digital.
Welcome back to Acumen Stadium here in Windsor, Ontario, on the campus of St. Clair College. An outstanding championship football game going on between the St. Clair Saints and the London Beefeaters. The Saints leading 38-24 at the halftime break. We kick into our halftime activities. As you know, this is a championship game tonight, so it always brings special people to the stadium. And a gentleman that I've got to know over the years, past president of the OFC. He's here to pass out the hardware tonight. He does it annually now. Paul Bartle, past OFC president. Thanks for doing this with us, Paul. And
no problem.
Great to have you back here this year. And
I've done this a few times.
Yeah, we have. That's what I said. I've gotten to know you a little bit over the years, and I've really enjoyed talking to you and talking about even the old school football, things like that. Yeah. It's always fun stuff. But let's take it here. I mean, this first half, we were talking before we come back on air here and saying, this game is still up for grabs, and I agree with you. I think this
Definitely.
is outstanding.
You can't look at past scores. You got to look at the game itself. London's a good football team. They got some good players. Running back, and St. Clair has some injuries, so sometimes it equals out.
Yeah, you just never know, right? And that's why they play the games.
That's right.
You're a past president, Paul. We've talked about some things in the past over the years, and the role as past president and the fact that you're still involved here, and like I said, tonight you're going to hand out a championship trophy. It's got to just be a very gratifying thing for yourself. But what does it mean to be the past president, and how active are you still?
Well, I'm not as active as I was. I do the scheduling. I help Darren with. I get the All-Star plaques and all that organized. I kind of help when we do interconference games. I'm not actually going to be the convener this year. I think Paul Short I'll be assisting him from Victoria. He's the deputy commissioner. But it's my 51st year involved. I started off with the Brantford Bisons junior football team in Brantford, and after that team folded in '82, I got involved with the OFC executive, and I've been deputy commissioner, president. I was on the board of directors of Football Ontario for many years, and I played junior. It was a big part of my life, and and supporting Darren Cutkettle, who's from Windsor and played for AKO, and he doesn't have the help I had when I was president for many years, and I was president for about 16 years overall for a couple of terms. But I had some really fantastic people around me. Bill Press, who was from Windsor, and Jimmy Stevenson, the statistician from London. Bill Butcher was our referee in chief. I had some great support. But my days are coming to an end.
Yeah, but 51 years, we're very much in debt for giving back like that. We talked about that before coming on air, just how giving back, and obviously you've gone beyond the call of duty, but what did it mean to you to be able to play, then come into these roles and give back and keep this league going? I mean, we're still here.
It meant a lot to me. It was a very important part of my life plan. I had a disability at the time, and I worked through that in high school and that. And it was to play at that level of junior back there. And in '68, we actually won the Ontario Championship. Got our rear ends handed to us by the Ottawa Sooners that year in the Eastern Canadian Championship. But it just meant a lot to me. And when I got married, I moved back to Brantford. Next thing I know, I was involved with the Bisons, and apparently I had no choice. The fellow Ron Goodbrand was president. He just told me I was on the board. But I just, and the friends I met over the years across Canada, here in Windsor, like the Larry Rycroft, Stevie Rycroft, and yourself, and Darren, and a fellow I really, Ian Chippett, and Gordon, can't think of Gordon's last name. It's just friends. It's been a big part of my life and my family's life, and I just enjoyed the whole scene as far as being involved with the people. Because we're not paid. We're volunteers, and we are right across Canada. And, some of the coaches may get paid. The guys in the stripes get paid. The rest of us don't. And a lot of times we see each other once a year at the Canadian Championship and renew our friendship over. We haven't seen each other, so that's a great thing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Everything that when you look back and just the people you met, like you said, and everything you got to be a part of, so special. And I look back at that myself, and I don't have the years you have, Paul. But I'm in year 38, but and I've got some great memories.
And Mike Morency and
so
knowing each other a long time.
It's been great. So no regrets, that's for sure. One last question. We know the players are always so excited to get their hands on that trophy. But what's it like to be able to give it out?
Oh, fantastic! It's because you got to be quick and get the hell out of the way.
There is a little strategy.
There's a little strategy, and because they want it, and I've learned over the years to avoid the tackle, duck, and get out of there. And it's all about the players, anyways, right? And they've earned it. They win it, they've earned it, and that's what it's about, and that's what we're here for, right?
Pretty special guy to get the trophy from, though. That's for sure. Appreciate the time, Paul. Always great to see you here.
Always good to see you, and all the best.
Yep. We'll see you on the field at the end of the game, though, again,
Okay.
and we look forward to that.
Great.
So, Paul Bartle, past president, doing a great job as always. A quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll continue on with our halftime report. Welcome back. Both teams back on the field here at the Acumen Stadium. Second half just moments away. MJ Doyle Marshall. You don't see his number getting called tonight. Why? Because he's sitting right here next to me. I love the guy. I just wish he wasn't sitting next to me. I'd rather see him in his jersey. MJ, thanks for coming up to see us. And how tough to sit and watch this game.
It's very tough right now. I really want to be on the field and enjoy this with the guys, but it's their game right now. Put on the show and go crazy.
Yeah, you and Maurice Sojo are also not playing. Now he's dressed, not playing. But boy, when I heard that the two of you might not be playing, I'm like, oh my God, how do you fix this problem?
Yeah.
Matt Gwinnett's come in and played a solid game.
Crazy. He's doing fantastic. Exactly what he's supposed to do. He's doing. I love it. I love it for that.
So I think this is your third year with the team, and this year you've taken a big role with the team. Obviously, I mean you've become the guy, almost so to speak. What's changed, and how much of the experience is paying off for you this year, and giving you the opportunity to be effective the way you have been?
It's just the coaches gave me that little space to grow and get better, and I took it. On the off season, I had my friends Maurice Soja and Javea Lewis practice with me and train, and we just get better and better, and to put it on the field, basically put it all on the field. That's all.
Score is still pretty tight. Does it make you nervous at all, MJ?
Kind of. Kind of, but I know my guys got it.
All right. Well, you told me that if you're able to make it to the Canadian Bowl, you're going to be back.
For sure.
We're going to keep our fingers crossed.
For sure.
Stay safe, get healthy,
Thank you.
and really appreciate you coming up here tonight. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Certainly one of the special guys, that's for sure. An outstanding player for the Saints. Unfortunately, not in action tonight, but we're hoping that we get another game, and if we do, we'll get to see the special talents of Mr. Doyle Marshall, that's for sure. A quick timeout. When we come back, it's the second half kickoff. Justin Prince and Badia Quas with the call. You're watching the OFC Championship game on We Digital Productions.
Welcome back, everyone, to Winter. It's the start of the second half, 38-24 for the OFC Championship game. London starts off with the ball for the second half in good field position. Justin Prince was with you. So far, LJ Dyer, 76 yards on the ground with a lot of 20. Here's a look at the game stats specifically. So far, about even offense. 225 passing yards for the Saints.
Yeah, and those first downs are key. Talked about that in the pregame. If London can keep some first downs and stay in the game, the longer they stay in, the more likely you can pull one off because someone's going to make a mistake. You just don't hope it's you if you're a London fan or a Saints fan.
Fairburn starts off the drive throwing. Incomplete, trying to throw to his running back in Dyer. Second down.
Hard to disguise him. He is the focal point of almost every run action and every run. So when they send him up the seam, they're hoping somebody sleeps on it, but in this case they did not, and it's second down and long. And we might as well make this point now. The field position is a result of that penalty at the end of the half because the Saints had to kick from their own 30.
Second and 10 from the 42-yard line. They had an issue getting the ball to mesh. St. Clair ball on the fumble.
And the pressure in this case, Anthony Adams forced the issue. And like you said, the mesh exchange was thrown completely out of kilt in the backfield. And there's that sudden change turnover that London so desperately needed to avoid. And bang, there you have it. It looked like the quarterback just did not pull that out soon enough, and before you know it, it's on the carpet, set up for the Saints, who already have the 12-point lead, can early on in this half put it right back up and add to their lead. 14-point lead.
Matthew Gannett so far, 17 of 19 passing for the 225 yards, 3 passing TDs, and a rushing touchdown. They go to Lewis for a run. Lewis picks up a couple to make it second down.
Yeah, underrated. Last year they did this a lot. It's sort of like the way Deebo Samuel is used, a receiver who can get in the backfield and run the ball. Javale Lewis ran the ball way more last year. Of course, he's nursing some injuries, and in this case scenario, the hole was there. Offensive line just needed to sustain that second-level block. He probably could have gotten 6 or 7 more yards out of that.
2nd and 8 from the 39 here. 5 wide receiver hookup. Gannett looking, stepping around the pocket, forced to scramble. Tries to take the dive this time for the first down, gets it.
Yeah, and does exactly what you want as a quarterback. He stepped up into the pocket. He checked, 1, goes to 2, nothing there, steps up into the pocket. Doesn't allow his offensive lineman to get that hold because they're pushing the guys out. Stepped up to his left, picked up enough for the first down, and now they're at the 29-yard line.
1st and 10 from that 29. Setting things up with Barella as the back. They push pass it over to Calhoun. Calhoun gets to about the 23 this time. Couldn't tell if it was push pass or jet
This
handoff.
one looked like it was a jet sweep. It looked like the handoff came on that one because it was late. So, yeah, it was a handoff there. Either way, the exchange actually got clean with some momentum, turned the corner, 2nd down and 4. They're, again, in field goal range already. Depending on how many yards they get here, they might find themselves in a 3-down territory. If it's 3rd down and 2 or less, I suspect they'll go for it.
2nd and 4. Lewis already sent from right to left. Gannett looking right, looking for St. Kitts Park. Hits the back of the defender, pass interference.
Yeah, you have to make a play at the ball at some point in time. And St. Kitts Park is trying to get a little bit of separation. But the defender is face guard. He's right in his grill. He's holding on to him, and he never turns to make a play.
Defensive pass interference. London number 30.
Hey, that's a flag.
15-yard penalty. First
When
down.
you see the number of the defender the entire time with a hand on his right shoulder, just like that, it's a very, very easy call for the officials. And it's going to go up 15 yards, and now they're and goal. So after the second turnover for the London Beefeaters, let's see if the Saints can pay it off with another major.
1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Send the receivers in motion, trouble on the snap. Gannett has to go all the way back to the 30. Does throw it away, incomplete.
And you know what? A little bit risky, I know. But he had the wherewithal to sprint back, get the ball, throw it, knowing full well it's not intentional grounding if he gets it. That was a bullet. There was no way he could have handled that. That hasn't happened much because Soija with his wingspan is probably about 7 feet tall, so he might have been able to bring that high snap down. But he saved valuable yards there by at least getting it incomplete. So 2nd down and goal from the 7-yard line instead of it being from the 30 had he just fallen on it.
So 2nd and goal this time. Gannett, cleaner snap, cleaner throw, and was it caught? Yes,
Yeah.
but it's at the 1.
It slipped again. St. Kitts Parks just slipped, and he was turning, and he had the defender beat. He just slipped. With the temperature dropping, the ground gets a little dewy. Even though it's turf, it still gets a little bit of dewy, and you see 100%. His right elbow was down before he was able to turn and extend. But they are at the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal, I would suspect. Wedge forward. See if you can lean on your big boys and go.
Gage Blasco being brought in here. Play clock not rolling yet. They go with Barella as the running back Blasco as the fullback, essentially. Going to Barella, end zone, touchdown, St. Clair.
And a flag right away. So, again, I don't know if that's an alignment thing. It usually is offsides against the defense when it comes out that quick. And that is the early indication. So that touchdown is going to stand. And they pay off that turnover. So 2 turnovers in a row in your own end. Championships are won and lost on the backs of making a team pay for their mistakes. And they just made them pay. 3 scores is going to be, as long as they get this convert done, 3 converted scores is going to be the separation early in the third quarter.
So the St. Clair Saints, chance to extend the gap to 21. Kick is up. That sails around. Here's a look at the replay.
Great blocking. That hole was huge. For it being a goal line situation, you would suspect that you would have gaps controlled there. They just ran 33, what looked like an ISO because they had a fullback in the backfield, but the fullback expanded out to the outside linebacker rather than inserting. So they must have made a call up front to identify him as first spot linebacker, but nonetheless, the line did their job, opened up a hole. And unlike the first one where he just had to stay on his track, he walked into the end zone and carried that several yards in for the major.
45-24. Now the score, 10:26 to go in the third. Taking his time to set up his night. Now in place. Turn from about the 12-13 yard line. Douglas again. Gets past 25 at least. Marked down at about the 27 as London takes the field.
Yeah. Good kick, and he picks up about 14 yards on the return here, but really good coverage across the board here. Once the first man got there, there was a host of St. Clair Saints there to limit that to a 15, 16-yard run, 27-yard line, pretty average field position. Every time it looked like the Saints were getting away, Justin, London answered. Let's see if they can do it again.
1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. The run, Dyer looking, got to around the sticks. See where the spot is, looks to be a yard shy is the location here.
When in doubt, LJ Dyer.
Yes.
When in doubt. And the All-Star is proving his value. I do believe the 2 best running backs in the league are one on each team. Unfortunately, MJ Doyle Marshall, who was a guest at halftime, is not playing this game. And you see how talented Dyer is.
They go back to Dyer. Dyer brought down, but it looks to move the sticks here, 1st down.
Yeah, and that's the interior of the defensive line that has been so talented and so strong all year long. Most of Dyer's run has been able to get him a little bit wider, B seam, B gap, or a little bit wider. Every time they've tried to squeeze it really, really tight in the clothesline area, they've not had much room to work with.
1st and 10 from the 39. 3 back to the motion. They keep it with Fairburn. Fairburn throwing on the motion, dropped. Intended for Horst. 2nd down.
They did get lucky again. This time the incomplete pass is the reason why they got lucky. They sucked in again. You'll see Adams come in and he just got caught. He's got to break that. He's long enough and wide enough that he could actually, if he slows himself down a little bit, he can have a little bit better of a throw. He turns it up the field and they're at midfield. That was just a little high, and that's why it fell incomplete.
2nd and 10 from the 39. It's time they go play action. Fairburn throwing again out of the sack. Nearly intercepted. Broken up by 2 different Saints. 3rd down. And Makes it 3rd and long.
Yeah, and 2nd down and long is not the ideal situation. Quick little token fake there. Then the pressure does get, and he is lucky. This ball was not intercepted because you see 2 defenders there making a play for the ball. All 3 players in that case have the right to go fight for the ball, and all 3 were fighting for the ball and, in essence, knocked it out of each other's hands.
So the punt unit comes back out for London. Got it off in time. Return from the 41. This time with the return, this is Deshaun Johnson. And quickly goes out of bounds. St. Clair's offense now retakes the field. 8:17 to go in the 3rd.
The game is not out of hand yet. It's not. There's still 8:17 and an entire 4th quarter. But now the defense has to make a play. They have to get a tackle for a loss, a sack, ideally a turnover if you're the Beefeaters, but you have to get the ball back in a timely fashion here. Anything explosive or any long drive resulting in points could just start extending it a little too far out of reach.
1st and 10. On the handoff, Barella. And straight into a sea of defenders.
And that there is a safe run from Barella. He does not want to be the guy to fumble the ball here. He puts his head down, and he has 2 hands on the ball in contact there. He had room. A running back needs to run with vision. If that's if that's MJ, I'm telling you, there was a 2-way go. MJ probably could have extended that and maybe even had a big run out of that. Wasn't blocked terribly.
2nd and 7 from the 49. Gannett throws fast. Jetting around and finding some spaces. France gets knocked through the sticks.
Yeah, Darius France is playing chess while the defensive backs are playing checkers. He's just a stop. And now you see, okay, I'm going to cut in. Whoop. Here I go backwards. And then I'm going around the sideline. I'm going to drive through for these sticks here. That's just a player making a play, and he's just better than the other player. There is no question about it. There's a reason why he's an all-star. There's a reason why he is being targeted so much right now.
And that makes it 1st and 10 from the 54. Past the midway point of the 3rd quarter. Gannett this time tosses it off. St. Kitts Park keeps it. Goes for the run. Gets across the 30, breaks down just shy of the 20 to about the 21-yard line.
And they were setting up the reverse pass. And we saw that earlier in the year where St. Kitts Park threw a touchdown on the reverse pass. And in this case scenario, he just says, well, I got 30 yards of real estate. I'm just going to run this myself. Because you'll see he's got the ball ready to throw, and then he comes to the realization, now I got this myself, tuck it under, and he picks up a big chunk yardage, setting it up at the 21-yard line. And this is exactly what you can't have if you're London. They got to bear down on this play. Hold them at most to a field goal attempt.
1st and 10 from that 21. Gannett passing again. Scramble, directing traffic. Goes for the floater. End zone, Calhoun, touchdown.
What an awesome play by a backup quarterback. You know, I'll keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. He can start on every team in the league. But I mentioned it last week when he came in. A credit to the young man who is talented enough to start around everywhere. He sticks with the team. His number called, and he is leading them right now with 21 minutes and change left to a possible conference championship. What a phenomenal throw. And he could have ran it. He could have had 1st down. What a great throw and a tremendous concentration catch as that tear dropped into him Willie Mays style.
Extra point up. Extra point now grows the gap 52-24.
You'll see. I got enough. Pressure's coming. I got it. Go. And he throws it and high and drops it in. And if you are a Lions fan like you are around here, That's when Aaron Rodgers used to do to the Lions a lot of the times. He'll teardrop, drop it in the bucket like that. In this case, if you're local and you're a fan of the Saints, that's exactly what you want to see. What a great catch. What a great throw. Extension. There's your offensive player of the week already. What's he thrown? 3, 4?
4.
4 now, and he ran one in?
Yes.
So he's on a tear right now.
St. Clair positioned himself very well. 28 points up. London needs a response, and they need it immediately in a big way at this point.
Yeah, which 8.5 minutes ago, 9 minutes ago when this game started the second half, it was a 14-point deficit. It's doubled.
And now, can London respond? Douglas responds by getting himself to around the 35-36 yard line on the return.
Good start. Good start. You give your offense some room to work with now. Again, I don't think you have to, as we see the stats, most points allowed the whole season, they've only given up 30, which is why, Justin, I didn't think it could be a shootout. I didn't think London could put 40 up on this. If the Saints can't be stopped, I didn't think London could keep up punch for punch with them. But again, those regular season stats mean nothing. They're over. It's championship ball. The only thing that matters is you win by 1 in this game and host a national final, whoever that may be.
Fairburn now stepping up. Throwing on the motion. Receiver comes back to it, and Jagger Horst. Horst gets the reception. He came back to grab it around the 51.
And scramble rules, whatever they work on, in this case, you see him come back, like you said, to help out his quarterback. That's Fairbairn just doing something special. He steps up, slides, keeps his eyes down the field, stays behind the line of scrimmage, doesn't panic. His receiver helps him up by coming back, and a big chunk gain. And they've answered the bell almost every single time. Let's see if they can do it again after a Saints score.
1st and 10 from the 49. 2 receivers go from left to right. Out to Douglas. Douglas trying to jump ahead. Gets to about the 43, 44-yard line.
Okay,
Second down.
Now that's just a little bit of the Saints medicine given back to them. The little bit of a smoke screen to the outside, get it out quick, and get your partners in crime blocking, which they do. Get an offensive lineman down the field, follow your big boys, and put yourself in that manageable. Fake to Dyer, hand it off to Dyer, get explosive over the top after a play action, boot out of this, everything's open.
2nd and 2 now. On the handoff, Dyer. When in doubt, go to Dyer for the first down.
Dyer, who could have been running still if it wasn't for Carter. Carter grabbed the back of his jersey and held him up. This play could have went so much further because it was blocked, but you see Carter right there, grab his jersey. There was nothing left. Dyer is so talented, he probably would have still been running. That was your big man inside, Carter, limiting that to just a 3-yard run and a first down.
4 minutes to go in the third. And off.
And there he is again.
Change on running back, actually. That brought Elijah Prosper for a rare run in that sequence.
Yeah, and that's big number 93. You're going to just see him inside. Okay, you're going to go. He sheds his block, makes the tackle. That is just outstanding football from your interior. Last week it was the Montalban show, and today so far, Nick Carter's been wreaking havoc inside.
2nd down and 11. Ball placed down to the 40. This quarter going pretty quickly. Coming up to 3 minutes to go in the third. Getty moves the runners. Looking to pass, Fairburn. Through a lot of traffic. Complete. Jagger Horst on the reception. And there were several DBs in the vicinity.
Yeah, and uncharacteristically, that one, Billy Patterson Jr. usually attacks the ball a little bit more. He just sort of waited for it to come to him, and you see it was undercut by the receiver. That one there was just not the normal that we've seen the last couple years from Billy Patterson. And this is 62 again. He was injured in the first half, tried to come back, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to finish this game. A valiant effort in him trying to come back. but he just can't really put much weight on that right foot, that right ankle.
So that means first down from the 20, not 1st and 20. And London starting to get solid response here, but they need a lot more than this. They've burned a fair bit of time off the clock this drive as well. Fairburn, 2 passes, more than 20 yards this drive. Oh, and he pulls it back, but one of the defenders jumped.
Yeah, and this is going to be clear. You have defenders that are in the neutral zone, unabated to the quarterback. So the hard count got them the free 5. Good use of it at this point in time. And both Brunette and Adams broke the plane clearly. So you're going to move up 5 yards here, and it's going to be first down and 5.
1st and 5 now from the 15. Inside the red zone, the clock moves again. Go to the ground. Dyer running, corner, flops in, end zone, touchdown London.
Yeah, and that's the last play they ran. Nick Carter held him. This one he did not get there, and the rest of the defense was not there, and you just saw LJ Dyer just how explosive he is. He's going to be over 100 yards now, scoring his touchdown. And I'm not sure if he's out of eligibility after this year, but boy, has he been a thorn in the side of these Saints for years.
Setting up for the extra point. Bard up, Rivard through. Now they just need to do it 3 more times.
So there's that little counteraction play, and you insert with the wing back coming in, and you see him sail over, unquestionably breaking the plane of the goal line for the major. Yeah, you have to do it a few more times. The problem is there's been no sign of the defense. So if we track this back right now to the last time they were here, we are at 120 points, 68 plus the 52 right now in 7 quarters. We still have a full quarter and change. So the London Beefeaters, I don't care if you have to take a gamble. You have to send the house and hope that you can rattle Matthew Gannett or get some action in the backfield and force a tackle for a loss.
Oh, look at this. Changing it up a bit. But St. Clair still picks it up, taking it across center field. St. Kitts Park has an opening. Flag down to the 45. St. Kitts Park takes it to good field position.
Yeah, the flag came out right away. I suspect that means it was offside because that's the head umpire who's throwing it. So they're going to decline it. Saints are going to decline it. So offsides on the kicking team. They're going to take the return where it stands. And again, I don't care.
Offside on the kickoff. 184.
I don't mind the call. You got to try something. They tried to do the little moonshot kick. Didn't pay off. You were on offside anyway. That's the bigger concern because had you recovered it, you didn't recover it because there was a flag.
1st and 10 now from the 36. Gannett having a scramble. Breaks away from a sack, throws it out of target, but it's incomplete over the head of Riley Segriff.
Wow, late flag, and this is from the back. So I don't know if he saw something, a hold or something that the referee right near him saw, but we are going to get a conference here and see who this is on.
That was after Gannett just got it away from a sack. This is a vivid conversation, it seems, right now for this. Here's the call.
They're picking up the flag.
There's no penalty on the play. The ball was uncatchable.
So that makes the 2nd down.
Yeah, after the discussion, they said there wasn't. I suspect maybe the back judge, I'm not sure positionally which one it was who threw that thought it was a pass interference, and they got together and decided it was not. Didn't look like it from my angle. I thought it was just a good defensive play. Second down and 10.
Still at the 36 as a result. This time to Barella. Barella not able to break the tackle. Picked up a few yards of the play, but it's third down.
So they try to throw that little bubble screen, smoke screen, fake, and delay draw. And unfortunately, it looked like the center was unable to sustain his block there, and it limited that to a 3-yard run. So they're on the edge. I think they're a little bit too far for field goal. Punting from this area, a point isn't going to maybe make the difference. Maybe you line up and try to hard count them, get 5 yards and try the field goal, or you just run a third down play.
Cameron St. Kitts Park, prime targets throughout this one. A flag is up.
And they did get the offside, and that was a classic, hey, we got the flag, they let the play go, we're taking a shot over the top. The play cannot stand if it is an interception, so they're going to now be third down and what looks like maybe a long 3. So maybe they bring the field goal unit out. That might have just been enough to get them in field goal range. Oh, I did not see that. I would love to hear what the defensive end looked like. He breached the line of scrimmage, and the snap came. Wow. Little befuddled there. I thought that was an easy call. I thought we were all on the same page there, and clearly I'm reading a different book.
Yeah, one of the offensive linemen you've seen at least had the same copy of the book.
Yeah, just puzzling. We'll see if that ends up burning the Saints.
First down and 10. Throw it away.
What a great job by Anthony Adams. He realized that they're doing a little bit of a screen, so he retraced his steps and got in the throwing lane. They were trying to dump one off to Dyer, and that was just an impossible throw because Adams is long, tall. That was there. Just wonderfully played by the defensive end.
Clock is still moving here for second and 10 now from the 34. Fairburn sets up with 4 receivers to his left. One moves up to block again. Fairburn gets the throw off in time, but a very late flag.
Okay, so we're just going to get the call here. Is it roughing the passer once again?
Sorry, roughing the passer. Number 7, St. Clair. 15-yard penalty, first down.
I'm going to have to see that again. Admittedly, I followed the throw rather than the hit, so we'll see here on the replay. Well, the contact looked like it initiated on time. It's just the continuation of that. I'd have to see the full continuation. If he drove him into the ground, could that have been it? Because it looked like the contact was on time.
First and 10 from the 49. Go to Dyer. Dyer goes outside and just walks it out of bounds for a solid pickup to stop the clock. 9.2 seconds to go.
So likely one more play here in this quarter. And this second down and 5 has been a great down for London so far. They're probably close to 20 first downs now. They had, 17 at the half. They've got a few here already. If they can somehow early in the fourth quarter bring it back to that 14-point separation, we're in for a treat.
This is the last play of the third quarter. Go back to Dyer. Trying to spin ahead, and the crowd tackles him short, 2 yards shy.
Now, it's decision time, but it's no decision time. You got to make a decision, but you're going for it here.
52-31 your score, end of the third quarter. So far, it has been a high-scoring affair, the most points allowed by any matchup for St. Clair this season. But the offense, more than 120 put up combined. against London at home.
Yeah, more than the entire regular season.
Yes.
30 points in the regular season, 31 in this game. Now, I know there were points given up last week as well, but still, it doesn't matter. New season is up. Third down in about 2.5 on the Saints side, so you're on the plus side of the field. You're 100% going for it. And whether you give it to Dyer or play action off of it, he has to be the focal point of this initial exchange.
They talk things over to start off the fourth quarter of play. Going with the 4 wide receiver look. The 5th sent up to block again. They pull him back on the hard count. No jump this time. Robin's still on the play clock. Now they hand it off. Dyer, Hobbs. Did he get there? No.
He did not.
Did not.
He did not. And that is Jalen Brunette, number 7. It looked like he has been on a pitch count, for lack of better words. Defensive player of the year in the conference, coming off an injury, was only going to play a dozen plays or so, comes off the edge and hard lines it right to Dyer and tackle for a 1-yard gain. They needed to. Don't mind the call from London. I don't. It's your best player. But the best player on the defense this whole year for the Saints came up just a little bit bigger. Now the Saints are in operational zone. One more score here to extend it to 28 could just be enough.
1st and 10 from the 53. Gannett. Lots of pressure. Nearly got stripped and multiple flags now fly.
Face mask 100%. Unlike the Thursday night game where they missed it on Sam Darnold, the refs did not miss this one. There were 2 there to call this. You're going up 15 from the line of scrimmage. Instead of being a 10-yard loss,
Face mask.
you're going into
number 4.
opponent's
15 yards from
territory.
the previous line of scrimmage.
Right there. Big claw wrapped around the head.
Now quickly getting called there, and another critical penalty.
Yeah, and I mean, the other ones are undisciplined. This one here, you're trying to make a play. You're swatting, trying to get to the ball. Unfortunately, the face mask got in the way. It did. So I'm not saying that's a dumb penalty. That's unfortunately sometimes a part of the tackle, a part of the game. The other one's not so smart.
1st and 10 for the 42. Gannett throwing, drop by Calhoun, and a rare incompletion.
And the Beefeaters are dialing up some pressure. That time they almost got it, but good poise in the pocket here. The pocket is starting to collapse. He steps up, and even though his shoulder got pulled, he threw a very catchable ball. Calhoun just did not come down with that one.
Just the 4th incompletion of the game for Gannett, by the way.
Yeah, don't be surprised if you see a little smoke screen to the outside or possibly a screen to the running back here, because London wants to dial up some pressure. They've done it 3 plays in a row.
They do. They go to St. Kitts Park on it. He breaks ahead. 1st down, St. Clair. St. Kitts Park gets inside the 20, but a flag is down again.
Yeah, and but that is deep, and where it came out, I would suspect, though, if it is against the Saints, it's after the first, because that came out real late. So you got some blocks there. He's around the corner. He's got a 1st down. Oh, that actually looked like it was a face mask against London. It looked like, oh, well, they're calling a hold, but it is after the 1st down, Justin. They call the hold on the guy down the field, so you're going to see it in the screen right at the top. Maybe it was Darius France who got that, but it was after the 1st down.
And so, 1st down from the 38 instead, but St. Kitts Park is down at the edge of the field.
Cramping. I see them stretching his legs, so it's either a hamstring or a calf. Cramping.
That is very close to the very edge of the sideline here. Obviously not going to be able to get things quite going. Now they do. St. Kitts Park go to the opposite side of the field. So, 13:49 to go in this OFC championship game. Set things up for 1st and 10. Read the motion. Gannett wants it all. Wants the end zone. Does get it. Touchdown. Riley Segrill.
What another amazing throw and a very, very deceptive, sneaky catch. He doesn't flash his hands. He just waits till the last minute, extends his hands. He tracked the ball the entire time, didn't let the defender think that the ball was on him. The defender couldn't even react to swat at a ball. What a phenomenal throw. That is fantastic. And might I say it again, a young man who was the backup quarterback for the balance of the season. Outstanding game. Your player of the game without question. Offside by London, so this will be tacked on the kickoff. So you'll see, this is straight ISO. There is no one else. He's just going vertical. Straight fly. Watch, wait. There it is. I'm not going to show you my hands until I have it. He tracked it the entire way, and then he does a little bit of a dance.
So, 59-31. Still just past 90 seconds through this fourth quarter. A lot of time to go in this ball game. St. Clair's making it very difficult for London's response now.
Yeah, Justin, it feels different when we say a lot of time in the ball game because there just hasn't been any spark or evidence that the Beefeater defense can slow down the Saints. It's a tall task. I will not count them out. I've seen it happen, so I'm not going to say it's over. I will not. I refuse to, as you saw the stat line. 5 touchdown passes and a run to add to that.
So they set things up for the return. Kicked away and dropped. Dived on top of Horst. Eats the yardage. Set up at about the 14.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because a low-line drive kick like that, you handle it cleanly, the coverage unit can't get there fast enough, you're going to pick up at least a dozen yards there. Like, there's no one in the picture frame from the Saints right there. He catches that, he's easily getting to the 30-yard line. But cool, it's starting to drop in temperature. Again, it gets a little dewy, and maybe there's a slickness to the ball. Don't want to make excuses, but we've seen a couple slips already.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 from the 14. Go on the play action. Fairburn incomplete.
Yeah, there were 4 defenders there for the Saints. Looked like there was only one real option to throw on that play. Anthony Adams did a nice job of not allowing the quarterback the time to extend and allow any of the crossers to come into his vision.
Luca Rosello was the closest target on the previous play. 2 minutes through the fourth quarter. We're going to set things up. Go to Dyer. Doesn't get much there. In fact, may have gotten just a yard.
And that's Burnett again. He's finally feeling like himself. His first couple plays in the game, it was just a little, I'm testing myself out. I'm feeling it. But this time, you'll see him, number 7. He squeezes down. He comes off the ball, squeeze down, and make the play. Excellent. Just real simple. I got upfield, 1.5 yards, identify where it's going, squeeze down, make the tackle, and now you're punting from your own end zone. I'm not sure if they're going to give the safety. 30 points is no different than 28. They might just do it to maybe buy themselves field position here.
3rd and 9. And they do take the safety.
Yeah, so I agree with that call at this point. You're still down 4 scores anyway. Added a couple 2-point conversions added to the attempts aren't going to be an issue. You cannot give them the ball back at your own 40-yard line here. They got to go back all the way to the 35-yard line now and hope you get a turnover.
So a 30-point ball game. They do take the field position from the 35. Looks like here.
Now, based on the complexion of the way the offense has sort of played out this whole game. Coach Lachance, I don't think, is going to be sitting there saying, well, we have to run the ball and keep the clock going. I don't think that's the mentality. They're just going to keep doing those short throws and their extended running type plays. They haven't committed to the run with MJ Doyle Marshall out. I think they're going to still try to keep it. Get it into St. Kitts, get it into Jave Lewis, get it into Darius France.
Look to pass it again. Getting it to Barella. Barella finding a hole. Barella wants to add to the scoreboard. End zone, touchdown, St. Clair.
And London, every first down for the last 5 or 6 first downs has been bringing a lot of heat. Coach Lachance just does that little screen, this time to the running back. The last time I said they were going to do a screen, they did that smoke screen to the outside, and Darius France got the first down. This time, same sort of concept. This time they go to the running back, and this is one of the fastest kids on the team. There was no one there. No one there. You end up going 75 yards in a blink of an eye.
So, Lewis will now set things up for the kick. Kick is up and good. They're looking at the replay. Barella goes for one of the biggest plays of the game. Oh, by the way, 99 total points now in the ball game, most in an OFC game this season.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure if it was an anomaly last time, Justin, when the Saints scored 68. It can't be an anomaly if you're doing it a second time. A second time.
Yes.
And not to jinx anything that's happening, but 35-37, sorry. I forget that safety added 2 more, and then 1 play later, it turns into another 7 points.
A 9-point swing again. Oh, one of the up men tried to catch it. That was an awkward play. It's brought down around the 35. That was Ashton Weber that tried to return it, an up man.
Yeah, and a lineman to boot, a defensive lineman likely with that number, and not advisable. That being said, at this point in time, I guess they need a spark from somebody. Maybe he's like, this is my shining moment. Let's get a thick 6 in some way. That's what they call it when the thick guys get a score. He was hoping to return it 75 yards himself the other way.
So 1st and 10 from the 25. Go now for play action again. Throw in the motion, complete this time. Got down outside. That time Seghetti getting some yardage. 2nd down. And Seghetti, team's leading receiver, has been quiet all night.
Yeah, and same concept that they've had the success on. Everyone sunk down to LJ Dyer, and they flare out Seghetti on a little bit of a release from the slot, and they pick up 7 yards.
2nd down. Same concept, this time a run. They've ran it a lot tonight.
Yeah, and St. Clair is more than happy to allow 3, 4, 5 yards as they go, because each subsequent play is going to be 25 to 35 seconds, and there's just not enough time in the clock for you to mount this major deficit. Just don't give them the explosive, easy one.
This time, backing up the pass. Fairburn trying to go deep with it. Knocked away at the last second by Billy Patterson.
Lucky. I just finished saying don't give him the explosive, easy one. Billy Patterson just happened to run into the ball because it hit him in the back. But there was a person over top, and that cannot happen at this juncture of the game. Don't give him any spark. I know it's almost impossible to come back from this big deficit with 10 minutes left. But don't give them any kind of chance to try an onside kick and steal another possession.
Under 10 minutes to go in the championship. Going back to Dyer. And Dyer picks up a couple yards, third down.
Perfect. Now that you know they're going for it, if they happen to get it, make sure they only get 6. And keep the offense on the field. And here's the look at that extra play. And look, you just see Billy Patterson running back. Oh, boy. And he just happened to run into the ball. It hit him right in the helmet. I thought it hit him in the shoulder pad. He got lucky.
3rd and 6 from the 43. Fairbairn throwing at the sticks, past the sticks, in fact. First reception of the day for Josh Van Morsel, or Gabe Van Morsel, should say. First down.
Yeah, and a simple little concept there. Really nicely done.
So, time ticking away still each play. Now whistles are blowing as the St. Clair Saint is down. It is Mo Ibrahim. Has to be assisted to the sideline for a split second by the training staff.
That you don't want to lose him. He is impactful. He knows maybe he just needs to get just a little bit of a stretch or something on him. Maybe get a little bit of tape. They're just going to look at, yeah, it looks like he's cramping just a little bit.
Fairbairn thinking about it, throwing it. Lots of coverage. Incomplete.
I'm going to give this kid credit. He's running and trying to make every play possible. He's actually thrown the ball quite well. The game plan hasn't been terrible on offense. Evidence is they've scored more points on the Saints in this single game than the Saints gave up in the entire regular season. So, in theory, they've been doing what they need to do offensively. The problem is the defense just has been in a struggle.
Looks like a stoppage here. As some of the Saints coming a bit slow from the far sideline.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's Billy Patterson. There was a convergence. Like you said, there's a whole bunch of bodies there on that play. A lot of the times when that happens, your legs run into each other. You get a little tweaked and twisted. So hopefully it's nothing more serious. He jogged off under his own power. 2nd and long, 8:20 and counting.
This from the 51-yard line. Zaghetti sent to the motion. Fairbairn to Zaghetti, gets it. Across midfield, has enough for the first down this time.
Yeah, that's just playing safe. Let him catch it behind the line of scrimmage. We'll rally up. Might have been a hold there. I'm not going to be overly critical on that point in time. People are slipping and sliding. Simple, to the point. However, if they take 3 or 4 more plays to get into the end zone, there's only going to be 6 minutes, maybe 5.5 left in this game, and you're down a boatload.
1st and 10. This time they go run with Dyer. Gets across to 40. 2nd and short.
Yeah, and I've been impressed with this kid the entire time he's been in this league here, and just he gets up and hands the ball off. If I'm not mistaken, he was the offensive player of the week in the conference last week when they beat Quinty. So he's earned my respect, and I know the respect of the coaching staff here at St. Clair, because he has been the beef eater for life.
For 2nd and 3. Go Dyer again. Dyer, first down.
Yeah, and he is working hard for those yards right now. How many carries did he have in the first half, Justin?
In the first half alone, he had just the 10 carries.
10 carries, and he's got a dozen more here, or pretty close to something like that. So he's approaching, and if you would have told me he was going to get close to 20, 22 carries and 150 yards and a touchdown, because I'm sure he's pretty close to that, if not already there, I'd have said London has a really realistic chance of winning this game, but frankly, it hasn't been realistic. London's going to end up running the ball for 225 yards, going to have 25, 30 first downs, probably in that window. I would have been like, oh, this is going to be a real close one. Nope. 68 points again.
Under 6 minutes to go in this championship. It's time they go to Prosper. Prosper getting a run, his second carry of the game for the first down.
Yeah, this drive here is what London needed the very first possession of the third quarter. They needed a drive to claw into it, get within a score. Instead, we saw that turnover, and the Saints pounded right on it right away and made the game right off that point in time pretty insurmountable. That being said, the guys are playing hard. Credit to them.
Back to Prosper. Prosper gets within the 15-yard line. And the clock continues to roll down here for this title. St. Clair just 5 minutes away from hosting the Canadian Bowl for 2024. Last time they hosted, 2017.
Saskatoon, was that who was down in 2017? It was either Saskatoon or the VI Raiders.
It's been a long time, to say the least. The Beefeaters last hosted theirs in 2021. Talked about that storyline. Third down coming up. But now it's the matter of just dotting the I's and crossing those T's on this ball game. Offense stays on the field. Setting things up here. On the handoff, Dyer back. No, they go pass instead. Complete for the end zone. Touchdown, London.
And that's been the formula. Play action, fake it to Dyer, lose containment, and throw on the run. The offensive game plan has not been bad. That has been the formula that has kept them sort of in this game. I could not have pictured a scenario where Saints give up even close to 40 points the way the defense has been playing. Yet the defense hasn't played bad. They've been opportunistic too. They've had a couple sacks. They've had a few tackles for losses. They forced several punts, and they forced 2 turnovers that the offense paid off. But the defense has actually given up quite a bit of yardage and obviously a lot of points.
They're going for the 2-point conversion here. Fairburn throws it incomplete.
It's roughing the passer, but it hit the upright. So that ball hit the upright. It's dead. So they're going to, I suspect they're going to retry the down from here, and then they'll enforce the penalty on the kickoff because they're going to try an onside kick, and you might as well have the onside kick closer, which means you have a shorter field. So here's the touchdown on the little play action inside. So another unique rule in Canada, they can try again and get the penalty on the kickoff. So let's see here on the roughing. Yeah, the ball was gone, and that did indeed hit the upright. So that will not help the scenario out.
Passer, 94 St. Clair. Ball will be placed on the 1-yard line.
Oh, no, so it did. They actually moved it to the 1. They wanted it enforced here. I would have considered, I'm pretty sure, I'll double check with the officials, I'm pretty sure they could have tried it from the 5 and put it on the extra point. So they got the 2 points here, which is fine. I think the field position might have been a better option. Maybe kick the extra point from somewhere. The onside kick, I really do think that would have been better because they would have, instead of the 45, they would have been kicking it from the Saints' 50. Yeah, I would have exercised that option, Justin.
Yeah.
That would have been my guess. But nonetheless, they got the 2 points they wanted. That was the most valuable to the coach. So he said, okay, we need those points. 29 now is the difference.
And obviously, there's no 29-point play, as Maurice Sujak throughout all this has been watching on the sideline, been fired up by keeping an eye on the body language all throughout this ball game with how things have been this championship game.
And the referees, you can just tell they're communicating, they're making sure they're aware, like, look, onside, expect it, get your eyes visual, make sure we see who touches it last, and if the person remains in bounds. So all hands and eyes on deck for what I suspect is an onside attempt.
Here they go on the onside. Taking a long bounce, but still picked up by St. Clair.
Oh, that was so close. That seemed like it bounced and carried forever. Good job by the Saints picking up a lot of the bodies. They didn't allow anyone get to ball depth, and St. Kitts Parks handled it easily.
So we have a new record for the OFC Championship game, 107 points, the most ever points scored in a championship final.
What is this, the Big 12 in college football? Is this supposed to be black and blue here? We're supposed to be on defense here. I know Coach Morency's looking at this saying this isn't what he wanted, no 39 points.
Well, you could always grow the record more. They're getting a bit too far here. Harris is on the run. How about that? Speaking into existence, but a flag is down.
Yeah, they're going to call a hold on number 87, and I don't necessarily like that call because that's an effort play. You got Alex McClellan, who's down the field blocking. We'll see. He bounces this here. I'll get a closer look if it actually was inside and he grabbed some cloth. Yeah, he did. He twisted and turned. It's got to be called. 100%. It's a flag. It's unfortunate because what an effort by the running back. You get one carry in a game and you go the distance and it's coming back off you. The first down still stands.
So the spot at the 41-yard line, and that could add it to that record already there, but it's still 3:11 to go in the fourth quarter. Closing in on the 3-minute warning. Set up I formation. Once again, 4 wide receiver setup. Rare formation this season for the Saints. They're taking all the time they can. Hand it off.
Yeah, my favorite play in the book. Trap.
Let's go. Gets to about the 15.
My favorite play in the book. That was 21 trap. My favorite play. You fake 38 pitch. You come back. Right guard pulls. Kicks across. Fullback's going to jab step to the right and come back underneath. That is just as simple as that. There he is. And he climbs to the next level, carries the ball all the way to the 15-yard line. Just love the play. Love the play. You don't see it all that often. That is just old school. Back in 99 when I was with Coach LaChance, we were on the coaching staff, and back then AKO won the national championship the last time the OFC did do that. That was one of our staples.
1st and 10 from the 15. They go toss this time to Harris. Pushes ahead to about the 6 or 7 yard line. We are in the final stretch here. The clock's still rolling.
Yeah, and the offensive line is just amped up. All game long, it's been passive aggression. Pass set, pass set, pass set.
And Canadian Bowl now just about set. We can definitely say for certain. Saturday, November the 9th, St. Clair to compete in the CJFL Canadian Bowl. Time to be announced. Be sure to tune in then to see who wins a national title.
And tomorrow it is the Okanagan Sun who are in Regina. The BC is playing the Prairie Conference as they run an inside zone running play for what amounts to be just short, they're calling them. What I thought was going to be a touchdown, but a first down run. I thought he was on a body. We don't have instant replay where it can be challenged. Yeah, it looked like he was on a body there. Big 91 cushioned the ground for him, but
And we have a St. Clair Saint down here.
I think it's a cramp. The way he sort of went down and reacted, he's just, oh my goodness, my hamstring is tightening up. It's coming out of the middle of nowhere on me.
So the training staff goes to get some stretches down here. It is getting colder and colder as this game's progressed, by the way.
Yeah, and sometimes now it looks like both legs are. That's your all-star lineman of the year, number 77 for the home team. He's just been phenomenal all year. Tyrone Gullum-Weber. He's just, he's just grabbing at the hammies. They're just tying up. And the nice thing is for some of those injured players, MJ Doyle-Marshall, Maurice Soija, Jalen Brunette, who's coming off, even Weber, who hit some of the cramping, Mo Ibrahim, who left a little bit. You got 2 weeks, and hopefully you're firing on all cylinders for the national championship on November 9th.
Victory Licorice has come out.
Yeah, Coach Norton.
First and goal from the 1.
And Harris.
Touchdown.
Was that Harris?
Yeah.
22, yes.
Minute 12 to go. And St. Clair with a chance to put up 75 on London.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's the Teddy Morris trophy.
Trophy getting ready to be placed in position here. Going for the extra point. Extra point up, extra point good. 75-39.
I am in shock. In shock that they were able to do 2 games in like 68 and then 75. And I really do think, I do think London is a good football team. They have good football players. But schematically, something must just be off defensively. London has always been able to give the Saints some fits of rage. And I know the Saints have a lot of offensive weaponry. What, 6 different players have scored a touchdown today?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, it's just been wild. Unreal how many different people and the possessions that they have. And 2 running backs, the quarterback each have a touchdown. 4 different receivers have scores. It's just wild. Does anyone have 2 scores? Does any receivers have 2 scores?
That's a great question right now. We need to see the full sheet, but the answer, I think, is no. I need to confirm on that. Minute 12 to go in this one. Post-game coverage coming up, remember, during the celebration. Be sure to stay tuned during the celebration. What has been a dominating one for St. Clair. Zaghetti runs it out of bounds. And 58.5 seconds to go after the return.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just something for his seniors. Maybe Coach Snyder has just a couple guys he wants to maybe get in the game, recognize them. Maybe you give, if Dyer's out on the field. Again, I don't know his status on eligibility to return. It doesn't look like he's in the game. I don't see the long red socks. So maybe you have a senior that you want to just at least get him a carry, get him on the stat sheet here, somebody who's played an awful lot in this league in your program, and you just want to give him an opportunity here. I got nothing wrong with this at all.
Jesse King, that time the carry is the one you're talking about. 50 seconds to go. St. Clair already getting the Gatorade baths ready to go. Final 40 seconds. And look out.
It's going to be a cold one for Coach LaChance.
And everybody just stopped.
Yeah, and the referee's like, hey, listen, let's just go. Let's go. Reset the play clock. Let's wind it in. Let's get 1, maybe 2 more plays out of this whole game here. and we'll get out of here. All right, as the clock winds down, it looks like we have one more play. I hate to see this. Looks like a London guy is just a little light coming up. One of the linemen. Nope, that's one of their wingbacks, number 5.
What who scored the touchdown? Zello. 6.4 seconds to go. St. Clair, 10 consecutive years making the OFC Championship game. They'll get the chance to celebrate the 2024 title here. The clock reaches zeros. Final play setting up. St. Clair already celebrating on the sideline. Back-to-back championships for St. Clair as the Beefeaters end it with a big running play inside the 25. The Saints can celebrate. They are the 2024 OFC champions.
Back-to-back-to-back champions.
75-39, the final.
Well, Justin, what an awesome game for the home team. Congratulations on London. Again, a very, very good football team. This year, the Saints had their number offensively. And enjoy the post-game celebration.
Again, Dom Papa going to be standing by in a little bit for post-game coverage here. Back-to-back-to-back. Go the Saints for 2022 through 24. And this time, they get to host a Canadian Bowl. Both teams now line up to shake hands. Part of their celebration before they get to be with that trophy. Again, multiple records flying, including the points tally. More than 100 points combined from these two. The highest scoring OFC title game ever. Remember the Canadian Bowl coming up on November the 9th, a couple weeks' time. These teams get a chance to rest and regroup. St. Clair to host. The opponents to be determined tomorrow. You can catch that Canadian Bowl on We Digital. How sweet it will be for these Saints to host for the first time in this venue. They're still at the University of Windsor campus the last time they hosted back in 2017. A lot has changed since then. One of the most explosive offenses in the history of the OFC, you can argue. Put up dominating performance after dominating performance to get to this stage here. What a year it's been. The Beefeaters putting up a stellar campaign for their own right. Able to get here once again, fourth consecutive year, to battle for the title. Trophy presentation getting in position downfield side. And the Saints get ready to lift up the trophy for a third consecutive year. Whole team gathering around before they get ready to cheer on with the trophy. Thrilled St. Clair staff. Maurice Socha putting up some stellar performances to be able to get to this point. Matthew Gannett having to come in and putting on a stellar performance. Back when he came through with the dual quarterback system with Socha, that had been a major storyline. Both quarterbacks can ball. absolutely pumped, is all you can say. Just a moment. They'll do the trophy presentation for this year's OFC Championship.
President of the Ontario Football Conference. Paul Bartle, past president of the Ontario Football Conference. Aaron Giesler, executive director of football.
Getting the trophy ready to present here downfield side. They bring the trophy forward. Once again, St. Clair, 3-time consecutive champions.
With that win, the St. Clair Saints are hosting the Canadian Bowl on November 9th, Saturday.
Absolutely electrifying for the team downfield side. Dominic Papa getting in position. Getting set to go already. A bath earlier for Michael Schott, some baths for others. Dom Papa.
I don't think you can ever get tired of this, Coach.
No, we like keeping Teddy at home in Windsor where it belongs, and the guys deserved it today. They really fought hard.
I mean, you've talked about this team all year, how much you love them, how confident you are with them. You lose your starting quarterback, you lose your number one running back. Matt Gwinnett comes in and just does an unbelievable job.
You know what? It's an embarrassment of riches, really, because we lose the Offensive Player of the Year, and the guy who backs him up is the second best quarterback in the country, in my opinion. So we didn't even hesitate. As soon as Maurice was hurt, we knew. We just prepped Matt and the coaching staff man-to-man. We're real confident what he would do, and he showed everybody what he's going to do next year, too.
You knew this team was going to be good, Coach. What was the biggest challenge for them to get to this and to successfully defend the title?
I think just to lock in all year. People want to talk about how the conference is weak, and that's not the case. The conference is the conference. It's been like that for a long time. We're better than we have been. This team's much better than we've had in the past. But the locking in every day and the concentration on attention to detail every day is the big challenge, and they did a great job, and I'm really proud of them.
Of course, now you get to look for a couple more weeks. You don't know who you're playing yet. I'm sure you're going to start doing your homework right away, but what are your thoughts on getting to that title game again, the Canadian Bowl?
Yeah, it's nice to get there, but it's time to win it. And we're going to play, no matter if we play Regina or Okanagan, they're both outstanding teams. They both run the ball really well. They both have great offensive lines and excellent coaches. So we're going to watch that game tomorrow, and prep will start.
All right, Coach, go enjoy this one. Thanks, not too much, though, okay? We need you ready for next week, but great stuff. Love this stuff.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Matt Gwinnett. Boy, the story of the night. You're it, Matt. You get the nod. You're starting, and I know you've been chomping at the bit. Any quarterback would be.
Yeah.
Any nerves, jitters coming into this?
I mean, obviously, I had a little bit of nerves coming into this. I've only played not too many plays this year, but I knew I was confident with our offense. I knew I was confident with our play calling. I just knew that we'd have a great team or a great game. Our team is unbelievable. Our receivers are unbelievable. Our O-line's unbelievable. We just played awesome today.
Considering the amount of time you've played that you just alluded to, you look pretty comfortable back there. And how much of that has to do with your teammates and the confidence you have in them and the confidence you have in yourself?
It's 100% all in trust with my team. I trust my O-line. I trust my receivers. I knew that if I didn't throw a great ball, my receivers would come down with it, and they did 6 times.
Passes were pretty good, though, Matt. I think I could have even caught some of those. But just the same, what's it mean to you now that you got to lead the team? I mean, Maurice and you are maybe the best tandem in the league, maybe the country, who knows? But what does it mean to you to be part of this and a starting role and win this title game?
It's unbelievable, honestly, because it just feels amazing for 3 years in a row to win. And then also it brings us into the national championship next in 2 weeks. And then it rolls on with that even next year when I'm here and we kill it next year also and go for the 4-peat.
Well, let's work on the first Canadian Bowl first, Matt. But I appreciate you're certainly looking down the road.
Yeah.
Let's talk about 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks to get ready for this thing.
Yeah.
What do you think the mindset's going to be, and how tough is it to wait 2 weeks? I'm sure you guys would like to get back at it right away.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously we all want to get back at it, but it's all going to come with preparation. And I know we have a great defense to whoever we play. Regina has a great run offense, and so does so does Okanagan. They both have great run offenses, but we have a great run defense. I think it'll be a great competition.
All right. Go enjoy this. You've earned it.
Thank you.
Congrats on it.
Thank
Good
you.
luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Matt Gwinnett, pretty special tonight, that's for sure. I'll say it just like I said to Coach LaChance. Can't get tired of this stuff.
No, winning's fun.
It is.
Winning's fun, and winning repeatedly is even more fun. But great game. What an effort by Matt Gwinnett tonight to come off the bench and have the game he had. Was just the type of resiliency I think this team shows all the time and does us well. Had a lot of guys banged up and a lot of guys hurt, and still worked through. But boy, you got to give Matt kudos. He was something else. That was Cam St. Kitts Park and Darius France and Sir Griff and Tony Ty Calhoun. All the guys were just phenomenal. Really, really good.
I know you and Coach LaChance talked a lot about how much you guys love this team this year, but talked about the depth, and you guys have worked hard at addressing that.
Yeah,
and I think that showed up tonight.
Playing a backup quarterback and our possible all-Canadian running back is out of the game, and 4 young kids come in, do a bang-up job, and we had some guys on defense that had to be replaced because there was guys injured. So when you have the kind of depth we have, we're still pretty dangerous. And now we got a little bit of a break to get ready for the national championship. Got to shore up that run defense. There's a little suspect tonight. But again, we had a lot of guys missing this week for practice, and didn't get a lot of repetitions, and so we'll be back and we'll be better. But this offense is just something else. Great to watch them play and to be as explosive and dynamic as they are.
Coach, you've built a winning culture here, though, and you and Coach LaChance have really, instilled it over the years. Back even when it was the Fratman days. For yourself to keep winning championships at this point in your career, and that's not to say you're old, Coach. It's only been 38 years that I've been covering you, but just the same, to still have an effect and still be effective, that's a hats off to you and
it's
Coach.
It's difficult as an older coach. You got to be relevant. You got to continue to be relevant. It's important because if you don't get their attention and there's no relevancy to what you're teaching, it's not going to work. So. Mike and I work really well together. I don't give him any suggestions. He doesn't give me any. He yells at me a little bit, but that's okay. He's the boss. And but I think, like I just said, we have created a great culture, and that's one of the things. The kids, the backup kids, realize why they're backup kids, and they try to work themselves into the starting lineup, and that's good to see. So I like what we're doing. We could be better next year.
You know what? Quarterback Gwinnett just brought up next year. I said, wait, let's take care of the Canadian Bowl first.
We still got 2 weeks to go, but we can be really good next year.
I'll look forward to that, but I'm excited about this Canadian Bowl.
Now,
yeah.
too.
So
yeah,
let's talk about 2 weeks here, Coach.
2 weeks, and we'll watch the game tomorrow from out west. And 2 really good teams that can run the rock, boy. Both teams are outstanding with the run, so we got to be better versus the run, and I think we will be. We'll get ourselves healthy this week and have a great 2 weeks of practice, and we'll be fine. We're home. We like our crowd. You'll get the big crowd out and everything, and I think that'll help us out a bit. But we're excited as hell. Got to bridge the gap. We're tired of bridging the gap. We want to blow the gap up. We've been bridging a little bit here and there. It's time. It is our time to. This is a good team, and let's see where we stand now with this group of kids.
Done a great job up to this point, Coach. Enjoy this one. Just tonight, though. I need you guys to start working at this thing right away because I'm getting too old. I don't know how many more of these I've gotten.
I got to be at a Windsor Minor football game at 10 o'clock tomorrow, so I can't get too crazy.
Okay, but I want to see you guys hoist that.
I
want to see you guys hoist that national trophy.
So do we. So do we. Thanks so much.
Coach.
Love
Enjoy.
you, babe.
Yep, that's Coach Mike Morency again. Just winning. That's all he does is win. So it's a good thing. I'm going to try to grab a couple more interviews for you folks. Obviously, a lot of emotion down here. A lot of great things. The families have all come down to the field, and it's just an outstanding atmosphere right now. So let me see who I can grab. And right now, we'll just send it back upstairs. Justin and I think Badia are still up there, or Justin's still up there, and we'll see what we can grab down here.
Thank you very much, Tom, as we get set to see who goes on to the Canadian Bowl. Remember, the Okanagan Sun, the Regina Thunder, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, to see who moves on for their respective championships. CJFL to keep an eye on that one. The Canadian Bowl itself will be on November the 9th. St. Clair to host the Canadian Bowl. The opponent to be determined tomorrow. Be sure to tune in for the Canadian Bowl. Coverage continues here from Acumen Stadium. And for those just tuning in, 75-39 the final for the St. Clair Saints to be able to pick up their 3rd consecutive provincial title. Plenty of parents, plenty of family members making their way field side, a part of this celebration with the trophy. been an exciting day, to say the very least. Sports all across the campus. And the volleyball home opener earlier for the St. Clair Saints against the Fanshawe Falcons, coincidentally enough. And then by the end of the day, you wrap it up with Fort City close out with the Beefeaters coming down to take on the Saints. An impressive day all throughout. You can throw the player of the game. We already spoke with Gannett. St. Kitts Park, you can argue. The defensive line provided a lot of pressure today among some of the storylines when you think about it. So many different players you could throw into the hat for players of the game for this championship game. It's like Dom Papa getting in position. Let's go back to Dom.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Kendi Montbon joins me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How good you feeling right now?
I feel great. You know, like now you focus on the natty. You know, 3-peat. For us, like that's just like the first step. You know, we're trying to go like, you know, like trying to show like to the CJFL like we up, like we really like the best D-line and the best team in the country. You know, so let's go. Let's roll in and you know keep it going.
This was a tough game tonight.
Yes.
London has a good offense, and
Yeah.
and I'm sure they were concerned for you guys.
Yeah.
But what did you do to make sure that you weren't going to come out at the wrong end here?
I think we just adjust like during the game. We adjust like we trying to like make us make mistakes and everything. But like London got a great offense, and you know like that was a tough game. And you know shout out to them, respect, and you know like trying to see them like next year. So let's go.
This feel any different than the other ones?
Like I think like now because it's a 3-peat, you know, this is my first year here, you know, in Canada. I came all the way from France, so you know that like getting like a ring here is different. Like the feeling is great. So I think like now we focus on the natty, like I say. Let's get like the biggest ring now. Let's go.
And coming from France, I mean, obviously, this is something you wanted to do. Yes. It was not that there was a risk involved, but this is what you came for, to win, to come, play, win, and see where it goes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, that's why they call us Win City. Windsor. We are here to win, so we're going to win. So let's go. Like, you know, I'm here like to win and like to help the team to win too. So let's go. Let's make it.
Anybody want to say hello to back home in France?
Yeah, like, you know, je sais pas si vous m'entendez, mais en tout cas, merci d'avoir regardé. On est ensemble, c'est parti, let's go, let's go.
Thank you. I love it, Kendi. Good stuff. Congrats. Okay, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
awesome. Again, you know what? That's what this team's all about, folks. I'm telling you, it's a bunch of different personalities, different cultures, and this Saints team, they've just put this thing together where it's just like a big machine right now. And I'll tell you what, they're on an upswing, and we're hoping in 2 weeks, that this team can finish the job. That's what they're going to hope to do, is finish the job, and we'll see where it can go. But I don't know who else we're going to be able to grab here. It's a busy field. Again, a lot of the family has joined everybody here. So I think, you know what? We've done it. I think we're going to take a break, let the crew cool off and cool down, and let them get going home. Again, championship game is in 2 weeks. We don't know who their opponent is yet. They'll play the winner of Okanagan and Regina, which takes place tomorrow afternoon out west in Regina. The winner of that game will come here to Acumen Stadium on Saturday, November 9th. Game time tentatively right now is set at 7 p.m. We anticipate that's going to be the time. Of course, we'll have all the action for you on We Digital Productions. We'd love to be here for you, and it's going to be another exciting night here at the stadium. So the story here, St. Clair Saints repeat, as you heard from many of the guys. It's a 3-peat, and now they'll look to finish it off in a couple of weeks with a national championship. I've got to give a shout out to our crew tonight, my cameraman right now. Actually, Badi, let's get Badi on, our color commentator, for just a moment before I sign off here, because Badi does such a great job for us, and a lot of excitement here, Badi, of course, and really impressive. This is an impressive team.
100%, 75 points. I thought 68 was an anomaly the second game of the year, the one here. But you have 7 different guys scoring. A backup quarterback comes in, throws 5 touchdown passes and runs for one himself. The backup running back gets 4 touchdowns, 2 in the air, 2 on the ground. Total balance. I mean, if they fire on all cylinders and they bring that balance and explosiveness, it has to be. This has to be one of those special years, and you hope after, 25 years, that this is the year the Ontario Football Conference puts one together.
Coach Morency kind of alluded to it a little bit when I spoke with him, but he mentioned the run defense. A little bit, not disappointed, but just it's something they have to address.
Yes. However, again, when you play a team 3-4 times over, some familiarity comes in, and Dyer knows this team, and he's just a stud, and he plays well. When push comes to shove, you got 2 weeks to prepare. If those two interior guys, because Montalban and Carter play fantastic inside. I don't know if some of the teams out west have seen two guys like that inside. If they can control the inside, I'm telling you that's their recipe. They can control the run game, and then the explosive plays on their offense can still happen.
All right. Great job as always. You and Justin are the best up there, that's for sure. We love listening to you guys. 2 weeks, we'll have some more fun.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
The Doctor of Football, Badia Quas. Okay, I'm going to say goodnight now because we got to wrap up. We got another day of work tomorrow, and but we're going to enjoy this a little bit ourselves tonight. But thank you to everybody that tuned in. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Again, I want to thank the crew, everybody that works behind the scenes so hard for We Digital, and they're the best. They're the best in the business. They're pros, and we're very blessed to have them involved with all of this, what we do here at We Digital. So again, the Saints are the OFC champions. On behalf of everybody here at We Digital Productions, Dominic Papa wishing you a good night. We'll hopefully see you in a couple of weeks.